بريفيتكم شوف شلونكم بخير وياكم جوز فيسكي ورجعنا لكم يا اصدقائي بالجديد ويا ميتال جير بيس ووكر. اهلا بشباب الطيبة المرتاحة. ويلكم everybody. طبعا انا جدا سعيد رجعنا حتى نختم بيس ووكر او ميتال جير بصورة عامة، وصارت بعض التغييرات بالجدول بسبب المراجعات اللي شفتها على لعبة ستارفيلد. هذا الشيء ما يعني انه اللعبة، يعني انا خايف انها ولا شيء، بس شفت ان اللعبة ضخمة، احتمال نسوي لها سلسلة اسمها ليتس بلاي بين فترة وفترة، نطلع بث 4 ساعات او 5 نلعب بي ستارفيلد. ما يهم شنو كان نمشي بالقصة او شيء، بس ما راح نشوف يمكن تختيمة لها كاملة على القناة. حتى هذا يسمح لنا انه نكمل وياكم مثل جير ذا فانتوم بين يا اصدقائي، او نلعب لعبة ثانية ما نعرف. بس هو على الغالب هالحركة سويتها عمد الفانتوم بين، يعني ما اتحمل اخلص البيس ووكر وانتظر الفانتوم بين. اقوى جزء من ناحية الجيم بلاي بالنسبة لي يا اصدقائي. ف اهلا بشباب طيبة. ويلكم ماي فريندز. لا ما اصحى. هاي مثل جير بالنسبة لي. ستارفيلد شفتها يعني لعبة ضخمة، فاعتقد ما راح تكون لها تختيم على القناة، راح تكون لها فيديوهات بين فترة وفترة، يعني ليتس بلاي خلينا نقول نلعب. وعليكم السلام، اهلا يا ايفا وكم. رايك بلعبة جاد هاند؟ ما احبها، من اللعبات البيت ماب ما احبها على البلاي ستيشن 2. اعرف لها جمهور، مشكلة يعني اعتقد جمهورها فقط في الوطن العربي، يعني انا ما اتذكر اكو خلينا نقول لها جمهور بالش اسمه بالعالم بصورة عامة مثل بالوطن العربي. ما اتذكر. جايب محمد اوريدي، جايب تحكي. والله جون تيك مو بيدي ف يعني مو بيدي انه البثوث بدي ابث يوميا، لكن عندي كوما مشاغل خاصة بالفترة الحالية. اوكي يا اصدقائي، نطفي المزيكا نبلش. احنا اخر شيء التقينا باماندا فالنثيانو ليبري، وشفنا تشيكو انخطف يا اصدقائي. فاحنا حاليا في مهمة انقاذ تشيكو. used by United States mercenaries to transport the nuclear material. اوكي ما ارتطف الموسيقى، خليها تخلص. انتهت. يلا هسه نطفي، هسه ينطيني قلبي اطفي الموسيقى. عمال يا ريت تشرح القصة لان ما فهمت شيء، وهاي المشكلة، هاي المشكلة. هنا عندنا طين كاسيتات، وهاي الكاسيتات يعني ما اعتقد راح اقدر اترجمها يا اصدقائي، لكن راح انطي ملخص. الملخص يقول هسه نلخص سوية. اي هاي هسه كل شيء مضبوط يمكم يا شباب، هسه كل شيء مضبوط يمكم. احنا حاليا راح نلعب المشن اللي راح ننقذ فيها تشيكو، اللي صار في الحلقة السابقة ورا ما التقينا يعني اهل الثورة، اللي القائدة مالتها اماندا وفيما قبلها كان ابوها، التقوا بسنيك. حتى شفنا واحد شبه بسنيك قال اوه تشي، يقصد التشي كفارة. فنقذهم نقذهم سنيك من المكان اللي كانوا محتجيهم به. اثناء ما نقذهم جتي هاي الطيارة اللي شفناها بالبداية اللي بيها موسيقى غريبة. حاولت تاخذ اماندا ما قدرت، بعدين اخذت تشيكو يعني انهزمت. فاحنا هسه بدورنا راح نروح ننقذ تشيكو اللي هو اخو اماندا اللي هي قائدة الثورة هناك. الشغلات صارت، قاتلنا الاي في المدرعة. التقينا بداية اللعبة، التقينا بالبروفيسور اللي جاب لنا باز. وبعد هواي عندنا تساؤلات عليه، وهو هدالنا القاعدة المذر بيس، هدالنا اياها اللي صايرة بالكاريبي، بالبحر الكاريبي حسب ما اتذكر. فهي هاي الشغلات اللي صارت. هاي الشغلات صارت بعد ما شفنا انه بيج بوس اسس الامسف، ميليتريز سان فونتيس، منظمة جنود بلا حدود، Soldiers Without Borders. أسسها بعد ما صارت أحداث الثالث بالستينات. فيا هاي احنا حاليا ويا بيج بوس او سنيك يا اصدقائي، راح نكمل طريقنا حتى ننقذ تشيكو. اتمنى هالملخص البسيط فاتكم. اي شيء يعني همين راح يكون مبهم بالنسبة لكم، انا راح احاول اوضحه لكم. بالاضافة الى الكاسيتات ما راح نسمعها كلها، نسمعها نسوي لها بث بواحد. اهم الكاسيتات نسوي لها بث بواحد بعد ما نخلص التختيمة. انطب على المكان مال الكاسيتات ونسمع كاسيت ونحاول نناقش بيه بعض الامور. هاي هيك راح يكون نظام. اهلا سندرلاند، ويلكم صديقي، اهلا علي شونز. اي فهذا كل ما في الامر. اتمنى فاتكم هذا البريفنج البسيط. والجدول مالتنا انه الكاسيتات راح نفصلها ونحكي بيها بعد ما نخلص التختيم حتى نبلش بالجراوند زيروز. هسه نروح نطبع على ميشن اسمها ريسكيو تشيكو from the aldea los despratos prison. Okay, facility and locate the route used by the United States mercenaries to transport the nuclear material. Okay, المكان كوستاريكا كامينو دي لافا. يلا احنا يعني معلومات اللي عندنا ميشن ديتيلز هنا مكتوب، يقول انقذ تشيكو من المكان اللي اسمه الديالوس ديسبراتوس بريزن فاسيلتي اندركي، اللي صاير في الطريق اللي يستعملوه مرتزقات الولايات المتحدة United States mercenaries to transport، اللي ينقلون بيها النيوكلير، المواد النووية. فندخل. Irazu.
Without a guide, it's going to be tough tracking those things in the mountains. So we need you to infiltrate one of their bases, a prison facility.
I hope nothing's happened to Amanda's brother.
I hear you. There may be other Sandinistas held there too. To bring them back safely to MSF, use the Fulton recovery system.
Recovery
As
System.
I'm sure you know from experience, it's completely harmless. After all, you won't have time to sit there and convince every single one of them to join.
One other thing, Snake.
Amanda.
Those CIA bastards confiscated some of the houses in the village. Chico's got to be inside one of them.
Houses, huh? How do I tell which ones?
When they took over the houses, they installed new front doors for security.
اعطتنا معلومات حلوه، قالت لي راح يحتاج هسه اشرح لكم بصوره
So
مبسطه.
you can see what's inside.
Blue doors. Got it.
Got it.
You're getting close to the end of the transport route. Good luck, Snake.
حبيبي ايسنز، هذا روم للإليت. اوكي، انا بكل اصدقائي واحكي ويا جميع المتابعين في الانستغرام وفي الديسكورد ايضا، لكن هذا روم للإليت. اكيد اكو لازم اكو من يتعب على روحه يقدر يفوت على هذا الروم، مو اي واحد. يعني مو انت تجي شالون ستريت تفوت هذا الروم، فانا اعتذر. فهي هاي ميزة الروم، حتى الناس تتشجع انه تصير من الاليتس. بالاضافه الى راح اسوي روم بالديسكورد يا اصدقائي، روم تفيدكم، بما انه دا اخذتهم ذا ريمننت 2 وارمورد كور 6 بوحدي، بدل ما بوحدي راح اسوي روم نسوي هاي التختيمات اللي دا اختمها بوحدي، بدل ما اقعد بوحدي اختمها اختمها وياكم. حلو يعني، اشوف اذا اكو احد اجى اقعد ونختمها وانا دا العب بدال ما العب بوحدي، انه انتم تجون تتفرجون بالشير مال ديسكورد. فشغله حلوه اسوي لكم اياها. ف هاي وحده. اثنين، جايتكم تختيمه للعبه بلاد بون نيو جيم بلس 7، ما موجوده بالعالم كله. شلون تختيمة السكينة مال ريزنت ايفل 8؟ راح اسوي لكم تختيمة ببلاد بون ما موجودة. رحت بحثت عنها بمواقع السبيد ران، ورحت بحثت باليوتيوب وبالجوجل وبكل مكان، ما لقيت من هاي التختيمة ابدا. من يحزن شنو هاي التختيمة؟ شفت ناس مختميها بالمسدس، شفت ناس مختميها بأسلحة ضعيفة، ما لكن تختيمة احتمال ننكسر في نص التختيمة، لأن تختيمة صعبة جدا، واحتمال لا. نيو جيم بلس 7 ركزوا. اوكي، قبل كل شيء قبل نبلش بدون ما تموت. لا، اكو ناس مسويها هواية بدون ما يموتون، هواية ناس اكو مسويها. التختيمة هي يا اصدقائي بالسهم فقط، بالسهم فقط. لان بالمسدسات لما تسوي بيري وتضرب العدو بالريبيتنج بيستول بالطلقتين كانما ضاربه فيسرال اتاك، يطير هواية من الهيلث بار. فالتختيمة تصير سهلة نوعا ما لان تسوي بيري، لكن بالسهم ويدمج شوية شوية، وعندك طلقات محدودة، عندك 20 طلقة بالاضافة الى تقدر ترجع هيلث وتهير روحك، فعندك طلقات محدودة. فبالسهم فقط، بالقوس والنشاب. اخبال ادري اخبال، بس راح اسويها. وين اكو سهم رحبوا ويانا بثاني شهر ونص بالبث علي مهدي، لان هو ما مختم بلاد بون وما مستكشف كل الاماكن، لان اكو سلاح مال سهم اسمه سايمون بو بليد، يكون نفس الوقت يكون سيف وسهم. السيف ممنوع استخدمه، السيف ممنوع استخدمه، ركزوا. استخدم بس البروجكتايل، بس السهم، بس السهم فقط. فقط السهم، ركزوا. ممنوع اي استخدم اي سكينة او اي شيء. يلا بريفنج فايلز. اول شيء خلينا نشوف شيلنا كل شيء. اعطيني ترانكولايزر، اكيد انطيني الترانكولايزر. قناص ترانكولايزر. تحسبا لأي أمر طارئ نخلي بازوكا. اوكي اعطينا السبلاي. سترايك عوفة. راشن. ريكفري سيستم نريده. الانالايزر نريده. يلا هيش ننطلق. ستار فيلد احتمال ما راح نختمها بسبب ضخامة اللعبة. احتمال نسوي لها سلسلة اسمها ليتس بلاي، يعني بين فترة وفترة اطلع لكم بث 4 ساعات نلعب ستار فيلد. فهيش هذا قصدي. لا حبيبي علي شلونس انت، علي مهدي انت شلونس، لا مختمها ولا شيء. توكل والله توكل والله. يقولون ختمها 7 مرات وما يدرك يساهم باللعبة. هو ناوي شو اسوي؟ مشكلة ما اعرف. يعني انا العاب عالم مفتوح، العاب العالم المفتوح بصورة عامة تنظلم بالبث. ليش ما بثيت لكم زلدة تيرز اوف ذا كينجدوم؟ ليه راح اظلمها للعبة كلش؟ راح اظلمها بالنسبة للي ما راح يلعبوها ابدا، امثالكم اللي ما عندكم ما عنده سويتش، اللي ما عنده سويتش انه يقدر يلعب اللعبة. ستار فيلد انه يقدر يلعبها. اكو محتوى كلش ضخم بالالعاب هاي، ف اظلمها بالنسبة لكم. راح احاول اشوف اللعبة لحد الان ما اعرف. اوكي خلينا نشوف شنو البريفين فايل عندنا. عندنا من باز واماندا. باز كوستاريكا. اوكي.
Costa Rica's forests are more diverse than you might expect. Not all of them are tropical rainforests. Costa Rica is close to the equator, it is true, but it is also very mountainous.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Go up 4,000 feet in elevation and the temperature drops more than 7 degrees.
There are basically 3 types of forests. The lowlands are covered in tropical rainforests, the highlands by tropical cloud forests, and areas where there's a dry season have tropical dry forests.
اوكي. اظن راح اسمعهن واحاول انا اختصر لكم.
Areas with a distinct dry season, like the Pacific coast, have tropical dry forests. During the dry season, the trees drop their leaves. It gives you a clearer view, but at the same time, there are fewer places to hide. So be careful.
Sounds dull.
It is not really. A lot of trees flower during the dry season, including my favorite, the tabebuya. It has these amazingly vivid yellow flowers.
ركزوا لي على وردة التابوبويا. اوكي التابوبويا وين تنمو بالدراي فورست، الغابات الجافة.
Costa Rica has several active volcanoes, Irasu being one of them.
That's where Camino de Lava comes from, huh?
The tropical dry forests around here are quite different from our rainforests. They lose their leaves in the dry season. Tropical forests are not all thick jungles. A few of them even have cacti. Some of Costa Rica's greatest assets are its diverse forests and natural landscapes. Costa Rica got its first real railroads up and running about 100 years ago. Their primary purpose was to move coffee harvested in the Central Basin to the Caribbean coast.
They built railroads here 100 years ago? That's impressive.
شغلات
It was
حلوة
even more
وتاريخية
difficult than you would imagine.
تثقفك مثل
Later, they
تثقفك
started using the railroads for shipping
حتى
bananas too.
بالواقع.
There still might be some branch lines around here.
اوكي انا شلون خلينا نقول سووا ريل رودز مثل الطرق حتى ينقلون بيها.
Aldea de los Despiertos means village of the awake.
Village of the Awake.
Weird name.
Okay.
The area is littered with coffee fields, and there is a factory
yeah.
nearby. The
Aldea de
villagers are
los
fans of
Dispretos.
coffee, so
They don't get much sleep, huh? They've got a sense of humor, all right.
Okay.
I cannot believe they would take over a place like this and use it as a prison. It is unforgivable for both the CIA and the thugs they employ. All the villagers wanted was to live in peace. What gives the CIA the right to crush them like that?
They don't care about anyone's rights but their own. It's just the way some people are.
You really think so?
Don't worry. It just gives me the right to teach them a lesson.
اوكي خلصنا الكاسيتات مال باز على المشن. شوف امان انت شو محضره. اول شيء خلينا نشرح مال الباز. مال الباز شرحت لنا بالبدايه كوستاريكا الفورس مالتها تتكون من المنخفضه. الغابات المنخفضه هي غابات مطيره، لان كوستاريكا يعتقد واقع على خط الاكفاتر بالروسي، الخط اللي تكون بالغابات المطيره. وهي ايضا كوستاريكا بها اماكن عاليه وفورست عاليه اللي هي سمتها الكلاود فورست، الغابات ال 24 ساعه خلينا نقول مضببه وغيم بيها هاي العاليه. واكو دراي فورست اللي هي شرحت لنا بيها تنمو بيها الزهره اللي تحبها باز، التبوبويه اسمها. فهاي هنا أنا خلصنا. عندنا الكامينو دي لافا تشرح لنا مجرد الاسم هذا منين اطلق على المكان الكامينو دي لافا، مبين من اسمه لافا، لان كوستاريكا بها هواي تنشط براكين. فهنا أنا شرحت لنا على الكامينو دي لافا. وبعدين شرحت لنا هنا الطرق اللي شيدوها منذ مئات السنين بكوستاريكا. الديا دي لوس ديسبراتوس او ديسبريتوس هي خلينا نقول تسمية بالإسبانية تطلق على قرية. القرية اسمها Village of the Awake إذا أنا ما غلطان. هي Village of the Awake لأن هاي الفيلج يستعملون القهوة ومنتجة للقهوة بصورة كلش كبيرة. يعني الناس 24 ساعة صاحين بيها مثل اليومرز خلينا نقول نكتة انه 24 ساعة صاحين بيها لان هم يستخدمون القهوة. فهاي المختصر مال كاسيتات باز. نروح على ماندا. اوكي انقاذ تشيكو.
Amanda, how do I get to the prison camp?
First, head up the narrow mountain path. The path will gradually open up and you'll come to a fork in the road. Watch yourself up there. You'll be lower than the surrounding terrain, so if you head down the middle, you'll make for an easy target.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
اوكي.
Take the leftward path to reach the prison
يعني
camp.
تعليمات مجرد تعليمات.
What can you tell me about the prison camp?
Well, it used to be a village until they took control of it. It's a maze of paths, so watch out for soldiers on patrol.
I'll be sure not to stop and say hi.
Use the paths carefully, and you should be able to stay out of view.
تعليمات
holding
يعني
Chico?
اعتقد واضحة.
One of the
هاي.
houses most likely. You can peek through the doors. Just press the action button when the icon appears. You
رجعنا
could also
للأكشن
listen
بutton.
to any sounds inside for clues.
Good idea.
Guards will still be on the move while you're looking inside. Make sure you don't get caught. And Snake,
I know. I'll bring him back.
thank you. I know I can count on you.
اوكي خلصنا الفايلات. بالبداية اذا تذكرون اول ما فتنا على المشن لما حكوا وياي كاز واماندا قالت لي لما ياخذون بيت ويحتجزون بيه واحد يغيرون البيبان مالته. يعني راح نميز البيت مال تشيكو من الباب مالته يخلون باب ازرق. فهيك راح نعرف شلون راح نميز الباب. خلينا نقول اللي محتجزين بيه تشيكو. سووا ستارت ميشن and let's go my friends. اي باك راح نشرح في احد الكاسيتات. اوكي.
Chico's in a prison camp north of here.
وضعنا تمام. اوه شلون شفت ما ادري. انا بس رايد اشيك انه ماكو شي. عمر شفت تقييمات ستارفيلد؟ شفت تقييمات ستارفيلد. قبل كل شي خلينا نشيك هذا بس ما نحتاجه حاليا. رجعني راشن. ما نحتاجه.
The basin ahead leaves you completely exposed to sniper fire. I have a bad feeling about this.
اوكي حذرني احتمال اكو سنايبرز بالمنطقة اللي جاي راح انتقل لها. ها طبعا شباب شكر خاص لصديقنا احمد، لان تعرفون نسخة الاكس بوكس انا صارت بيها مشاكل، فهو نقل لي السيف داتا مالته على نسخة البلاي ستيشن 3. تعال اكو سنايبر.
Nothing here. Here he is.
Come on.
We found the enemy. Send backup.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
ويلي حتى لو ننكشف نحاول قدر الامكان من نقتل. اهم شي ما اقتل شباب. تعبانين ذولا. اوه هذا اريده، هذا الفوق اريده. شو راح نصعد له؟
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
قبل أن ننتقل الطريق المناكة مسدود، فأعتقد أكمل بالقبالة أحسن. بس
Chico's in one of these houses. You've
شباب
got to
جبت
find
سي 4
him,
أنا.
Snake. Check inside a house by pressing the action button in front of the door.
Mama!
راح أحاول داون. نايس.
You hear that bang?
اوه ماي جاد، ورطت روحها انا طبعا.
Being shot at. Going to alert status.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution. You can't go peeking into houses with the enemy on elevated alert. Supposedly, the houses being used to hold prisoners have been fitted with blue doors. Chico's in one of these houses. You've got to find him, Snake.
اوه ماي جاد. نطينا على السريع، خل اشيكهم. تعبان، ايضا تعبانين كلهم. هلا احمد الزيدي حبيبي، ويلكم. ثانك يو. كلها نايمة. عمر شنو رايك؟ الفور كلش انا احبه يعني، على الرغم الناس ما يحبوه. اتفهم بس الفور يعني.
Chico, is that you?
اوه جنود دا يشخرون علاو جنود. اوكي راح اشيل الكاتسين لان محضر لكم كاتسينز مترجمه، لان قلتوا لي اريد كاتسينز مترجمه مثل الاجزاء السابقه. اوكي والتقييم تعبان للاسف. يلا مو مشكله، بس ثواني هذا اسوي لكم هيجي، شوفوا لي راح يطلع يمكم. عمر شفت اوبنهايمر؟ للاسف لا مو رايمر والله. او ماي جاد. اوكي يلا خلينا نتفرج سوا يا شباب، خلينا نتفرج سوا. نتفرج الكاتسين اللي طلع. طبعا شكر خاص لصاحب الترجمة أمجد. ثانك يو.
Chico, it's me.
You're that photographer.
That's right. A war photographer.
Huh? I thought you were here for the birds.
Yeah, the birds of the battlefield.
Whoa. Is that chess? Can I see it? Wow, the same kind of chair used.
You can't keep it, kid. Here, have these instead.
Those
لا
photos.
مترجمة الفانتوم بين عندي.
Oh no, Amanda.
She's safe. Don't worry.
You sure?
We're patching her up back at my place.
She's hurt?
I said, don't worry. It's just a broken leg.
You got any cigarettes? A cigar, huh? Hey!
Not for kids. Chico, do you know where they took the cargo?
Cargo? What cargo?
Let me rephrase that. How do they get stuff from the coast up here?
Oh, that I can tell you. When the cargo gets to the harbor, they first send it up the marshes on a barge. Then, they load it onto a jungle train past the banana plantation and transport it by rail. The train stops here. When it gets to the train terminal past the coffee plantation, they reload it again. This time onto a truck, which disappears into a tunnel heading toward the mountains.
Disappears. Chico, what's on the other side of that tunnel?
Nobody knows. None of our compas ever got close enough. He's protected by a spirit.
A spirit.
Yeah, a giant monster. El Basilisco.
الباسيليسكو.
The king of snakes.
No, really, I saw it. I was camping up there one day, and just as I was waking up around dawn, I heard this loud noise. I opened my eyes and saw an enormous shadow. Must have been 30 bara at least. He was walking on legs as big as trees.
Where did you see it?
At the
شفتوا
terminal
الرجال
near the
ماليش؟
tunnel, but I only saw it that one time.
What exactly were you doing there?
Well, me and my sister got into a fight.
And you just happened to go camping.
You know, their train should be arriving at the place I saw El Basilisco right about now.
Is it far?
No, really. Go past the coffee plantation, and it'll be to the north. What are you chasing?
Something that could keep the world in balance. Or destroy it.
أوه.
Huh?
كلام قوي.
I heard that place was a narcotics plant before those guys took it over. But you already knew that, didn't you? Look, I get it. Even revolutionaries need to pay the bills. Still, must be tough for a kid like you to swallow.
You're damn right it is. The route they use to transport stuff is the same one mi viejo used to smuggle drugs. They sold the drugs to the Norte Americanos and used the profits to fund the army. They tried to keep it hidden from me.
Is that why you went camping?
Yes. I managed to sneak into the plant a few times and I tried to set it on fire. Everyone treats me like a child. I couldn't stand it anymore. I'm not a kid, I'm 12.
Couldn't do it though, could you? Chico, growing up means choosing how you're gonna live your life. To do the right thing, you sometimes have to leave the things you care about behind. Parents, family, your homeland.
Mi viejo. Papa,
Chico, look at the photos.
mi viejo.
He's gone.
Yeah.
But there's one thing you don't ever leave behind. Your memories. Keep them safe. You want to get out of here, Chico?
I do, but
Come back with me. Your sister's waiting for you.
can't go back. I can't face everybody.
You told them where your compas are. I see. nothing to be ashamed of. Pain gets the better of us all.
I wish I was dead.
Okay then.
بعد
I'll put you
درس.
out of your misery.
بعد درس هذا.
Any last words? Shoot. You are only going to kill a man. I just wasted a bullet. Don't waste your life. Listen to me, Chico. You died here today. You understand?
Oh my god.
Nuevo, a new man. Now, give that new life to me.
Huh?
Fight with me, little soldier. Show me how strong you really are.
It's amazing.
Dry your tears, then promise me one thing. No smoking until you get older. Remember, real heroes are never as polished as the legends that surround them.
You got it, boss.
Snake is fine.
What's that?
نقلب الفون ريكفري المنطاد.
Snake.
Okay.
Chico made it over.
Snake!
Chico, you made it.
Made it. Don't give me that. You say you're gonna give me a new life, and then you nearly kill me.
I take it you didn't enjoy the trip.
What's the big idea? Dragging me off in a balloon. I might as well have taken a Calibri.
At least you got a nice view. Or are you afraid of heights?
Whatever. I just wish you would explain it to me first.
Would you have agreed to go if I did?
Thank you for saving us, Snake.
Amanda, a word of advice.
What?
Stop treating him like a child.
Yes. Yes, I know. You're right. I shouldn't.
Amanda, you're coming back after your leg heals, right?
Of course. We still have work to do.
We, huh? Are you sure you've got Chico's future in mind when you say that?
What do you mean? We're sworn to our father's cause, to helping the revolution succeed.
Revolution or no revolution, you pick up a gun and sooner or later you're going to hell. Are you prepared for that?
I am. If the alternative is giving up the country I love, I'll take hell.
Really? Well then, you're gonna have to stop treating Chico like a brother and start treating him like a soldier.
You're right.
Welcome to hell.
Snake,
Welcome to the
can I
hell.
ask you a favor?
Shoot.
You find any prisoners from El Frente, you bring them back alive. Cause,
You're trying to make amends for talking.
not just that, because they're compas.
All right. But first, I've got to catch up to that cargo.
I'll do whatever I can to help. Call me if there's anything you need to know about the area. And
And what?
let me know if you encounter any wildlife you've never seen before.
Never seen before. What, like that basilisco you were talking about?
I'm talking about UMAs.
UMAs.
You know, like ancient dinosaurs or legendary monsters. One day, I'm going to be a hunter.
Is that right? Okay. Sure.
If you want to know more, I'm happy to tell you.
Right. I'll be in touch, Chico.
Okay, Snake. The enemy's cargo is headed for the next outpost, a rail terminal.
Chico says no one's ever set foot past there.
Their main base is probably on the other side of that tunnel. Unless we catch those spears before reaching it, they'll be in enemy hands. You've got to stop them. Hurry, Snake.
Okay. That's it. اوه ماي جاد يا اصدقائي، الكلام رائع، حوار رهيب. لكن قبل لا نكمل اريد اشوف رايكم انتو. هل اللي خلينا نقول اللي سنيك اللي سواه خلينا نقول لما قالها تعاملي كطفل عاملي كجندي، ويلكم تو هيل، هل هو هذا الشيء صحيح؟ يعني صعب، ترى صعب، المسألة صعبة. انا بدنا نشوف انه شلون سنيك خلينا نقول متغير تماما، ضارب الدنيا خلينا نقول بعرض الحائط، ما يهم اي شيء ثاني. اوكي نرجع نكمل.
Snake, Chico made it over.
اوكي هذا شفناها. صوفي. اوكي لازم هسه نتبع الطريق اللي يوضح لنا تشيكو حتى نتبع الحمولة. يلا.
Snake, according to Chico, the nuclear materials will be loaded from a train and onto a truck at a rail terminal near the eastern foot of Irazu. If we can't cut him off at that terminal, we'll be in a world of hurt. Hurry, Snake.
راح ابقى على خلنا ناخذ انا تشيبس. يلا that's it, everything is good. نقرا البريفنج فايلز. وعدنا من باز واماندا وتشيكو هالمره. ذا نقرين سمعناهم، لان سمعناهم نسمع هاي جديده عليها علامه.
La CIA has taken control of this coffee factory too, all to produce its drugs. It was famous once for its fine beans.
Cafe tal aroma encantado. Enchanting aroma, huh?
See, once we have thrown the mercenaries out of Costa Rica, I know it will make wonderful coffee again. And then you must come and try some, Snake.
Sounds great. I wouldn't mind a cup of joe after all this is over. Oh, wait.
What is wrong?
No, I just remembered this guy I knew wasn't big on coffee. English. Get rid of that muddy water and get a cup of black tea down your gob, he'd say.
That is too bad for him. It is
بعدين
delicious.
ذكروني بهاي مال كوفي شباب. بعدين لازم تذكروني بيها. ذكروني بالكاسيت اسمه كافيتال اروما انكانتادو. لازم تذكروني بهذا الكاسيت اللي حكي هنا. بعدين اوضح يعني على الاقل بالمستقبل. لما ندخل الفانتوم بين.
As I said before, building railroads in Costa Rica was a dangerous job. A lot of men died, and sometimes they stopped work altogether. This is one of those places. They had to cut through steep terrain, so when they finally made it through, they just built the rail terminal right there, and that is why they named it
El Cadalso. The gallows. Charming. I'm surprised the construction money didn't dry up the way things were going.
Actually, it did, but the bananas helped complete it, so they say.
You mean the energy the workers got from eating bananas? Oh, I suppose they do have plenty of vitamins and...
No. I meant the money they got to finish it came from exporting bananas.
Oh.
Yeah.
But one thing is for certain. The owners of the railroads expanded into the banana trade after construction was completed. That was the start of banana cultivation in Costa Rica.
Okay, thank you. نشوف أماندا شو محاضرتنا Chasing the Jungle Train.
Amanda,
دائما
do you know the way
تلاحظون
to the rail terminal?
باس تعطينا
Remember the
معلومات.
locomotive by the fork
حول
in the road before
المكان
the
وتاريخه
village.
وبيئة
Yeah, back in the
أماندا
jungle.
عسكرية.
Follow the train tracks from there, and you'll
والخطة.
come to the terminal.
شلون تقول لي
But there's a
follow the
plant
train
along the
track
way.
Disguised as a coffee factory?
Yes, it is their drug refining
Sophie.
plant. La CIA controls it now. Cutting through there is the shortest way, but it'll be crawling with soldiers. If you want to go around...
No, forget it. If that's the shortest way, that's the way I'll take. Besides, it's one of their bases. It'll be good intel.
Very good. A number of guards at the plant are positioned on high walkways. Be sure to study their movements before you advance.
Or I could just snipe them first.
The plant's layout is another maze, I'm afraid. Stay cool. Make your way out of the plant and you'll arrive at the terminal.
You know a lot about this place.
What are you saying? I've been there before, when the KGB ran it, yes. But it is not as if I enjoyed it.
No, I just meant you know a lot about how the enemy works.
I hope so. Anyway, did you talk to Chico about the terminal?
He said it's where they transfer the cargo onto trucks.
Meaning the facility is of considerable importance to them. Don't get careless.
I won't.
By the way, I've heard of a shortcut that cuts straight to the coffee factory, to the east of the village. But I've never used it myself. Check it out if you're interested.
Thanks for the tip.
Okay, thank you, Amanda.
The supply staging point is at the eastern foot of Irasu. There's a rail terminal there. They'll probably transfer the nuke from the train onto a truck.
Gotcha. I'll have to catch them
لك
while
مو
they're moving
طفل
the
ضيم مين
cargo.
جاب
Might
هالمعلومات
run into a
من
basilisco. Keep your eyes peeled, Snake.
An 80-foot-tall walking behemoth. The CIA's new weapon?
Could be. Too bad it's not actually a dinosaur. I think they're testing it up at the base on top of the mountain.
I met a guy in Russia who described it as a metal gear linking infantry and artillery.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Like maybe it's connected to everything that's happening here somehow.
The nukes? You don't think...
What else could it be? If it is up there, I'll just have to improvise. Either way, I won't know until I get there.
Watch your back, Snake.
اوكي خلصنا البريفنج فايلز. راح ننتقل هي هسه للمنطقة هي نفسها اللي بها المصنع مال كوفي حتى نتبع الترين الستشة اللي دا ينقلون بيها النيوكلير ماتيريالز. وضعنا كله تمام بس قبل لا نبلش افضل جزء كسر الجدار الرابع مو هي تعتمد على الزمان والمكان يعني مثل جير 1 على بدنش على سنة 98 كارثة. يعني انت لازم تخلي ببالك الزمان والمكان اللي نزل بيه الجزء والحالة وهاي فاذا هيجي.
The train terminal is on the other side of the coffee factory. Head for the factory first. To get to the coffee factory, you'll first need to backtrack to the fork in the road.
We're under attack!
اقعد. المشكلة وين؟ المشكلة وين؟ اكو مشكلة هيك بسيطة. انا مخليه اسرع شي وبطيء. يلا مو مشكلة نتعود. بس انا الطريق مو منه بس يلا مو مشكلة. طريق مو منه بس مو مشكلة.
Going to alert status!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
attack!
رميته يا اخي رميته. او ماي جاد بيبي.
Enemy sighted, preparing to attack!
Understood.
المشكلة هاللبسة اللي لابسها تخليني بطيء شوية، بس يلا مو مشكلة. الطرق من هنا مسدودة فلازم ارجع واختار. مو مشكلة take it easy.
There's a coffee factory to the northeast. Beyond that is a train terminal.
لو تشوفون هاي السكة اللي لازم نتبعها.
HQ command.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Return to base.
المشكلة
Enemies close by.
المشكلة هالبدلة تحميني لكن مشكلتها تخليني بطيء جدا جدا. ما يفيد.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Oh my god.
I think I see someone.
What was that?
سبك له ابو العمره. اي راح اشوف اليوم، اشوف مسلسل ون بيس بعد البث ورا ما نخلص 4 ساعات. ورا ما نخلص 4 ساعات نسوي لكم شو اسمه
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. Pass through the coffee factory to reach the train terminal.
اوبلا
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
شوي الفيس كام مغطى على الكاتسين يا كاتسين لك انت متاخر تدون الغي الفيس كام عادي الغيه لا عمار بقيه براحتكم انتوا انا قلت ارتاحوا له يعني ما عندي اي مشكلة اعطيني شيبس لا انت راح تقوم هي وصلنا للمكان اللي قلت لي عليه اماندا الكادالسو اعتقد هذا كاتسين نشوفه احسن هسه نقرر
Looks like we're just in time. Neutralize all enemies and secure the train.
لا عشان وجدتي جطناهم كلهم العب بالسيف دائما شباب يجي لا تقتل العدو اوكي هذا كاتسين لازم نشوفه طالع يمكم. يلا خلينا نشوف. حبيبي احمد ثانك يو.
Check out the cargo.
Notes.
غلا رقم 64779 اظنكم اسالكم به. الشاحنة اللي تحمل النيوك. اوه جت التي 72 الدبابة الروسية. بوم. سدت المنفذ اللي طلعت منه الشاحنة. the second generation T 72. يلا نحول نرجع. اوبا يلا شباب. لعبة الفانتوم بين نطول بيها. تانك باتل تي 72 يو. اوكي يلا جاهزين.
Snake, that's an enemy tank unit. Either neutralize the soldiers or destroy the tank. Get them.
اوكي نكون جاهزين للمهمة. ما احتاج الترنكولايزر المسدس، احتاج الموزنة جانت. عندي الجوستاف شايله. انطيني ار بي جي. خلي سي 4. خلي ذاتس ات. الدرع على حبقة لابسه. خاف تجينا بعض القذائف. لوخه انزل. شلون وياك انا شلون وياك انزل من شرواي. انزل يا عفي انزل انا شلون وياك. يلا اوكي عندنا بعض هذا شفناه. هسه نشوفه. عندنا كاسيت واحد جديد من اماندا فقط. خلنا نسمع.
An enemy tank. Is there somewhere you can hide, boss?
There are train cars, but they won't hold up against a gun like that.
Even a freight train? Incredible.
But they keep me out of sight. Temporarily.
Use them to look for an opportunity to hit its treads or the fuel tank at the back. But
don't forget about that gun, huh?
Or the soldiers. They may try to flank you.
Right.
You can also stop it by taking out all the soldiers. You can do it, Snake.
Ready. المشكلة ذول لابسين خوذ، شوية الترنكولاتة تتعذب بوتهم. يلا مو مشكلة مو مشكلة.
Neutralize the enemy troops. They're trying to find you. Make sure they don't.
The enemy's attacking! Going to alert status! What was that? Something. Enemies close by! Grenade! What is it? Enemies, what is it? Get up. Go around!
يلعن يومك والدباب ما يتفاهم.
Go around! Move in!
اوه ماي جاد مزعجة مزعجة.
That's gotta be the leader. Can you take him down?
روني طلقة واحدة متبقية. اثبت 1 بولت. يابا مو قاعد ارميها.
The
Down.
enemy leader's out cold. Bring him in.
Oh my god. حلو قاعد بي اتشيفمنت نايس. يلا
Snake.
اوكي ثانك يو شباب.
The mountain road past the tunnel.
So it was nukes after all.
What now? Their main base is up ahead.
I better hurry after them then.
But,
Kaz, if I don't get moving, it'll be too late.
all right. I guess you never did let dangerous assignments or risk aversion get in your way.
How do I get inside the mountain? I can forget about the tunnel.
Yeah, the tank took care of that.
Any other routes?
Why don't I let a local expert take over?
Snake, you need a way into the mountain?
Yeah, got one.
Let's see. Do you remember that precinct I was in?
In the village, right?
Right. Go back to the village and head north. There is a bridge that connects to the mountain road. It crosses over a gorge. That's probably the best way. But there is a little problem. The path heading north from the village is barricaded. You might have to break through.
Got it.
The heart of Irazu. That's where the enemy's base has got to be, Snake. And maybe...
Now, let me guess. The Basilisco.
You don't believe me, do you?
No, I mean, we'll have to see.
Snake, Irazu features a number of crater lakes. The Odeberg government had planned to use those lakes to construct hydroelectric plants as one of its big state development projects. The project was scrapped, but there's still a small opening at the bottom of the lake.
Meaning?
I checked the satellite imagery, but didn't see anything man-made, which means they probably built a base inside the mountain. Could just be a storage igloo for explosives, or maybe some kind of research facility.
What do they hope to accomplish by bringing the nukes there?
First things first, get past that barricade north of the village. Looks like the only way through is the noisy way. You'll have to blow it up.
اوكي
Snake, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
هاي نوقف هنا. يلا كمل شباب. Destroy the barricade. احنا already فلشنا الباريكيد.
Snake, I've got just the explosive to bust through that barricade. C4. We finished developing C4 charges. Take some with you.
عمر هناك تعيد تختيم الدرينج بكل تأكيد، بكل تأكيد، وتختيمة رهيبة راح تكون. يعني نركز على القصة والبوسس فقط، يعني راح نبلش نيو جيم بلس 10. اوكي نشيل الار بي جي ونخلينا نرجع المسدس. وضعنا جيد. ذاتس ات. ها اللبسة راح ابدلها.
Survival.
بس هنا اقدر اشيل سلاحين فقط. اعطيني المسدس وانطيني وياه. المشكلة انا ما يعني ما اريد اقتل. فانطيني المسدس، انطيني المسدس وياه المزنقانت. ذاتس ات. والباقي الجرينيد ما اعتقد نحتاجها. نحتاج شاف ممكن. ها هي ما احتاج شي بعد. شوف البريفنج فايلز. فاز ما عندها شي. اماندا عندها شيكو عنده ريفر فالي. ميلر عنده 3. سي 4 اوكي.
To destroy the barricade north of the village, you'll need composition 4 explosive. You've handled C4 before, right, Snake?
Yeah. I've been a regular user since the days of C3.
C3. Oh yeah, I remember. That stuff got brittle and useless in cold temperatures, so they upgraded. C4's a moldable plastic explosive. It's very stable and won't explode without a special detonator. Light it on fire and all it does is burn.
A lot of American soldiers in Vietnam used to use it as fuel.
Place it near the barricade and move to a safe location. Then hit the detonator button to blow it up.
I'm on it.
اوكي. باسيليسكو. من يعرف الباسيليسكو؟
Those giant footprints near the terminal. What do you think they were, Kaz?
It beats me. They're way too big, even for an elephant. Made me think of that basilisco Chico was talking about.
Hope it's not for real.
Same here. If they really do have that kind of weapon, we could be dealing with a basilisk in more than just looks.
What do you mean?
There's a medieval encyclopedia that describes the basilisk like this. The basilisk is the king of snakes. All snakes fear the basilisk and flee at its sight, lest they be slain by its foul breath.
A snake to take out a snake, huh?
I don't mean to scare you or anything. but it never hurts to be careful.
Will do.
اوكي اي نو بالضبط مصطفى. لا بس نام دي تشيكو ايش يقصد الباسيليسكو؟ ما توقعتوا انتو كوماندوز؟
When the enemy spots you and goes
شو
on
يقصدون
alert, they may
بالباسيليسكو؟
call in a backup strike team. These assault teams are heavily armed, well-trained, and highly dangerous. Amanda's crew calls them commandos. Unlike the patrolmen, these guys will actively, relentlessly track and hunt you down like hounds.
في قبل عن البيسو كانوا ختمة هواية.
Foxhound. Bring it on.
They won't give up easily even if they lose sight of you. They'll clear out any likely hiding places they come across. So don't get too comfy in one spot, or you might get caught again. Keep your eyes fixed on them and what they're doing. Also, be aware the commando gear includes body armor. So don't think you can deal with them by going in guns blazing.
All I've got to do is find an exposed weak point, and...
Exactly.
Okay.
There's one type of commando you really need to watch out for, and that's the kind toting shotguns. They can take a few hits and still keep charging you. And believe me, you don't want them closing in between those shotgun blasts. When they start charging, you need to stop them immediately. Use something with serious stopping power.
شغلتي كاز لا تخاف. شوك تروبس. أماندا عندها جديد. Destroying the barricade. أنا already فلشت بالسي 4.
Amanda, do I have to take the fork in the road back to the village?
People say there is a shortcut. Go back to the coffee factory entrance, then follow the path on the right. That will take you straight to the village. They may have increased security in that area, though.
Not surprising after what happened with the tank. What do I do once I'm back at the village?
Destroy the barricade at the north side. From there, you can reconnect with the transport route.
I'll need C4 for that. The explosion will bring everyone running, too. There's probably going to be a fight, one way or the other.
They might not see you if you stick to the narrower pathways. Then just climb over any obstacles. Don't let your guard down after taking out the barricade either.
لايك مع الأسف. Okay, thank you, Amanda. River Valley.
There's a river in the mountains north of the village. You'll see a water pipe running across that's got a walkway you can use as a bridge. I guess they built it to carry water from the hydroelectric plant. To get there, though, you gotta get past the barricade north of the precinct.
Got it.
El Basilisco supposedly lives in the gorge up there. So be careful you don't get distracted and fall in the river.
The Basilisco?
Not the big monster I saw. I mean, the real Basilisco.
والله
The
دمرتني.
real one? The legendary king of snakes?
More like a lizard, I guess. It walks on top of the river.
A lizard that walks on water?
Man, you should see it. It's not that big, though. Only about 1 bada long.
Pretty good size for a lizard.
Yeah, but not nearly as big as a dinosaur.
تشيك شو وينسي هاي حوارات ما تشيكو يقول له the real
So
one.
there's a real Basilisco that lives in the river?
I'm only saying I heard stories from people who said they saw it. But I know lots of places to find it in Nicaragua. Do you want to go have a look?
I don't have time for sightseeing.
You don't like lizards?
It's not that. I just think snakes taste better.
Who said anything about taste?
How about you? You like them?
Not that way. They do look kind of like dinosaurs, though. You don't think that's cool?
They're both reptiles, yeah. But there's a big difference size-wise.
I'll bet there are still big ones around somewhere. They say mammals multiplied and ate up their eggs. But they can't all be gone. They've gotta exist somewhere out there.
Dinosaur eggs, huh?
And animals are always evolving, right? Maybe they evolved so much, they don't even look like dinosaurs anymore.
Then you can't really call them dinosaurs, can you?
I guess not. Yeah, you're right. Dinosaurs have gotta be big.
Thank you, Chico. هاي شباب ايه 100% يعني شو يقصد قابل عمار جاز الكودك حقيقي حبيبي الله معك انت من الخير سنيك القلب اي شباب اتمنى ما تخرجون عن موضوع البث، مادام بث سكروا يعني. يلا يلا نكمل.
Go back to the prison camp. It's in the village where they were holding Chico.
نفول عن تعال اصعد اصعد يلا اصعد.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
ذولا الكماندوز تشوفون اويلي بعد ضربة مالته. خلينا نشيك ونشوف اكو واحد يفيدنا. اي ايه ما ادري وين هالبندانة، ما ادري ضيعتها. بها عزت لي الكنتور بس ما ادري وين خليته. انا اريد انتقل للفيلج. اوه احنا المكان اللي باختصار يطلعنا على الفيلج مباشرة من الكافيتيريا اروما انكنتادو. هذا نجيبه من هنا. اوب جبناه والله. عندنا طريقين باعوا، منا نطلع ننزل ومنا نطلع. اكو مشكلة هذا بابا بسرعة ينقص باعوا. هذا الباتري مال ميني ماب اللي استخدمه. اوبا اوبا
Head west from there, and it'll take you straight to the prison camp.
المفروض هذا الطريق يوديني للالديلوس ديسبراتوس، هي القرية. سوري روك ستار بوي، ما ادري والله ما ادري من اصل الموسيقى. يعني مو متقصد. اكو ناس تقول لي متقصد حتى تتفوق على البوستة. بس سوري. قاموا يلبسون خوذ. اهو شو مشكلة هاي.
Somebody there?
First equip your C4. You can't plant a charge unless it's equipped.
هاي من ورا الهيد شوت. هاد قاموا يلبسون خوذ. اللعبة شوية بيها اي. هاي شو مشكلة. هاي شو مشكلة.
I know I saw some.
To plant a C4 charge, hold down the aim button and press the attack button. Good work, Snake.
You hear that bang? We're under attack.
هاي شو مشكلة
That
هاي.
blast is gonna
شت هسه عم رجعوا في الهيد شوت. قبل لبسوا خوذ. قبل لبسوا خوذ. روك ستار لك هذا مو سولد سنيك. هذا مو سولد سنيك. ذبحتوني. هذا مو سولد سنيك. المهم نسوي تختيمه بالقناة. بعدين تحاسبني على الموسيقى مال لودوك. سرسري. اوكي.
Snake, you're north of the village. The truck carrying the nukes is heading towards the heart of the mountain. That's its final destination. We've got no intel on what lies beyond, so stay sharp.
Stealth.
والله حاير شو اخذ. خلي سموك خليه هي. شو هذا. يلا خلنا نطلع. ميلر ماكو شي. ميلر فاز عدها 3. اوكي 4 5 لوس كانتوس كانيون. اوكي.
Snake, to the north of the village is a bridge that crosses a hydraulic pipe. Though normally the bridge is not used by people, if you slip, you will fall straight to the bottom of the valley. Be careful.
اوكي.
What's the channel doing here?
It is not for irrigation. They are hydroelectric pipes. I wonder if they run into Irasu's Crater Lake. Normally they would build a reservoir at the bottom of the valley, but it was probably too dangerous. Los Cantos means Sword Peak.
Sword Peak. Okay. Los Cantos.
You should be able to see across the Irasu mountain range from there. There are not as many big trees at that elevation, and you'll probably be well above the mist.
It'll be tough to hide up there.
You're not thinking about the scenery right now, are you?
Not while I'm surrounded by bad guys.
You should have seen it when the country was at peace. I know you would have been impressed.
Well, that'll be our reward for a successful mission. Sound good?
Wonderful. Thank you, Snake.
Fuerte la ladera.
There is an old fort around there.
What is it, boss? You sound upset.
Well, you see, it was built during the Civil War.
Let me guess. Disputes between Costa Rica's political parties escalated into all-out conflict.
See, conflict that cost my grandparents their lives. The most senseless sort of war. Countrymen mindlessly slaughtering their own. That fort is a reminder of that senselessness.
Sadly ironic, given who's occupying it now.
That war was the reason Costa Rica abolished the army. Please, Snake, get them out of our country.
I intend to.
مسكينة والله مسكينة باز. Sneaking into the crater base.
Chico says there's a bridge north of the village.
Yes, a narrow one, for crossing the pipe. On the other side of that is the road the trucks use.
بايب
though it's
عبارة عن
collapsed in
بوري
places.
هيدروليكي.
I'll have nowhere to run if they
وإذا
spot
وقعنا
me.
They could
ننتهي.
be blocking the road, too.
Is there another way?
There is a path along the cliff. After you cross the bridge, there are ruins of a fort on the mountain. Going through there would be a little easier. Once you come to the end of the mountain path, you'll be at the fort.
Okay.
That fort was built during the Civil War. It
نفس اللي
seems like
قالت
CS
لنا
troops are
انبنى
occupying it now.
بالحرب الأهلية.
This just gets better and
نفس اللي
better.
حكيتها باز
They've
قبل
got gun
شوي.
turrets set up all around from the looks of it. Attract too much attention, and you'll really stir up the hornet's nest.
Maybe I'll try and find a way around.
You could always commandeer one of the turrets. A little target practice, perhaps?
Just like in Krasnogorye.
Krasno what?
Sorry, just
كراسني
thinking about
غوري.
old times.
من يعرف كراسني غوري وقديه تميسته. ها شباب كراسني غوري. كراسني غوري هسه اللي حشوها سنيك. وين؟ خلينا نشوف. كيرا ويلكم. يلا اليوم ترى حضر روحك بالثنتين. كراسنيغراد. I know كراسنيغراد لكن كراسنيغوري. اقديه كراسنيغوري. الجبل الأحمر. كراسنيغراد المدينة المنطقة. يلا انطوني اي شيء يتعلق بالكراسنيغوري مع الاسف. خلينا نسمع الشيك ايش راح يقول لنا.
Irasu has more than one crater, because he's erupted so many times. I heard most of them filled up with rainwater and became lakes.
Calderas, huh?
Calderas. Yeah,
Calderas.
something like that. Hey, I got an idea. When you get to the lake, can you keep an eye out for weird animals for me? People all over the world tell stories about giant monsters living in lakes. Nessie in Loch Ness, Nahuelito in Argentina, Ogopogo in Canada. I can hardly keep track of them all. They say that all these sightings prove dinosaurs do still exist.
والله
Crater
ذبحتني
lakes
انت
are
والديناصورز
isolated. They're
مالتك.
not connected to rivers.
Yeah, but do you know Mokele Mumbembe in the Congo River? He can walk on land. So maybe they moved there from some other lake.
Huh. You sure know a lot about UMAs.
There used to be a guy in El Frente who was a hunter. He taught me lots of things. He even said he once went to a place called Isla del Monstruo.
A hunter on Isla del Monstruo.
Someday, I'm gonna be a hunter and
Monster
catch
hunter.
some rare animals.
مونستر
Right after
هانتر.
we restore peace to our land, of course.
بس بالاسباني قالها.
Did you ever hear of the Loch Ness Monster?
Now that one I know. Pretty much everyone's heard of old Nessie.
Great, so I don't have to explain. I think she's a long-lost dinosaur. Don't you?
Sure. Why not?
One of the compas gave me a book about it, with photos. It looks exactly like the plesiosaur.
Then why does it only live in Loch Ness?
Well, it probably got cut off from the ocean. Back when Loch Ness was part of the ocean, some plesiosaurs became trapped there when the climate changed.
بلاسيوسورز.
There weren't any mammals there, so no natural predators. Today's Nessie is descended from those plesiosaurs.
Then wouldn't it make sense for there to be monsters in other lakes with similar climates?
Exactly. That's why there's been giant monster sightings in a bunch of other places. Like Nahuelito and Ogopogo. I don't know if there's one in Irasu too, but I know there's definitely something living in Lago Cosipolca.
اللاغو كاسيبولكا.
You mentioned the Nahuelito. What is it?
It's a plesiosaur that lives in Lago Nahuel Huapi in Argentina. It's described a little
اوكي.
differently, but I'm sure
ديناصور
it's basically the
يعيش
same creature as Nessie.
ببحيرة بالأرجنتين.
Except for one thing.
What?
Well, according to one theory, it's the result of a nuclear test back in the 50s.
What? There's no record of a nuclear test in Argentina in the 50s.
At the time, the president, General Juan Perón, was pushing hard to industrialize the country. I wouldn't be surprised if he
والله
conducted a
معلومات
top
شكلك.
secret nuclear test before he was overthrown in a coup.
نخويلتي.
Sounds a little far-fetched to me.
You think? Then maybe Nahuelito really is a dinosaur.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, it's really pretty obvious.
Wait a minute.
Thanks for clearing that up, boss.
Dinosaur.
الا عيته. سمعتوا بالاخير شو
You
مرة.
mentioned the Nahuelito. What is
نهوليتو.
it?
It's a plesiosaur that lives in Lago Nahuel Huapi. in
لاغو
Argentina.
بحيرة. اسم
It's
البحيرة
described a little
نهول
differently,
هويبي.
but I'm sure it's basically the same creature as Nessie. Except for one thing.
What?
شورطنا ويا
According to
هذا.
one theory, it's the result of a nuclear test back in the 50s.
What? There's no record of a nuclear test in Argentina in the 50s.
At the time, the president, General Juan Perón, was pushing hard to industrialize the country. I wouldn't be surprised if he conducted a top secret nuclear test before he was overthrown in a coup.
نعرف
Sounds a little
يعني
far-fetched
أساس
to me.
جودزيلا.
think?
يا صغير.
Maybe Nahuelito really is a dinosaur.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean,
اسمع.
it's really pretty obvious.
Wait a minute.
Thanks for clearing that up, boss.
Dinosaur.
اوكي خلينا نشوف الاوغوبوغو اللي هو المفروض يكون بكندا. نهوليتو او نخوليتو بالارجنتين. الاوغوبوغو المفروض يكون بكندا.
What about the Ogopogo?
اوغوبوغو.
What kind of name is that anyway?
Ogopogo's a monster that lives in Okanagan Lake in Canada.
Yeah.
I guess it's an Indian
Okanagan
name
Lake.
because it's a legend passed down by the Indians.
A legend, huh? Well, then it's probably not.
There's written records of it too. The first one was in 1872, and there's been more sightings since the start of the 20th century.
Uh-huh.
You starting to get into UMAs too, Snake?
Yeah, maybe.
UMA hunting. Now that's a real man's adventure.
Oh my
What do you
God.
say, Snake? After Nicaragua's at peace again, you want to go exploring together?
Well, we'll see. Might not be such a bad life.
خلينا نشوف الأخير. موكلي مبيبي.
Mokele Mumbembe lives in the Congo River. There's nothing mysterious about it, though. It's already been confirmed as a real living dinosaur. The local people know all about it, and when they were shown a drawing of a brontosaurus, every one of them said it was Mokele Mumbembe. When peace returns to Nicaragua, I want to go to the Congo myself.
Oh, the revolutionary movement in the Congo ended in failure, you know.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could do something to help, but Africa's awfully far away.
Africa.
Wonder if El Che ever saw Mokele Mumbembe. I wonder if I will.
Well, best to take care of business here before daydreaming about Africa.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
اوكي ثانك تشيكو تزيدنا بهاي المعلومات على نهوليتو اوغبوغو موكيلي مبيبي هويلي. اوكي هذا بالارجنتين، اوغبوغو بكندا، وهذا بالكونغو بافريقيا. حبيب الله معك محمد. طبعا البث مال اليوم اصدقائي قصير راح يكون، سوري، لان عندنا فعالية وباكر نبث لكم، نرجع بث طويل.
Cross the bridge and head north.
هذا البايب الهيدروليكي. لازم انطلقت هنا. مشكل.
What is it? Enemies attacking! Going to alert status!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
كل اخوة راح اظل تلبس. شلون راح يخلونا اطلع البي كيزي؟
What is it? Get up! Enemies close by!
راح نموت.
Enemy sighted. Now.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
طريق صح، نكمل. لا ما بي اول للاسف.
That's a truck route you're on. Their base is up ahead. Move out.
احسن شي نعتمد على هاي.
Start talking.
اوه شايل. خلصنا من عندهم كلهم. شباب اكو ناس تقول لي احنا من نتونس بهاي الطريقة، نلعب هاي الطريقة. شباب بس هاي الطريقة الصحيحة اللي تلعبون بيها اللعبة ترى، هاي الطريقة الصحيحة تلعبون ميتال جير ترى. مو الهربجي والطلقات والهاي. هو اكو يعني الخيار ذاك متاح للي يحبون الهربجي، لكن تريدون نلعب مشن هيك لو كلها نفس الطريقة هاي الجاي العب بيها انا. انا همين بالنسبة لي هاي الطريقة هي
Fulton recovery subject confirmed on board helicopter.
اللي تونسني اكثر يعني هاي الطريقة. هاي طريقة الهربجي المرية ننطيها.
You have to get through that fort. Their base is beyond it.
اوكي. ماشين جانرز.
Wait. An intruder?
لا مو انترودر.
Can't be imagining things.
لا والله imagining. You're imagining good. جت مضروط يعني ما ادري جت مضروط. ايش دا تحكي؟ انت كنت تلعب اللعبة؟ والله العظيم كذاب، انت ملعب اللعبة. روح عمي روح. انا ادخل بنيتك يلا. نرجع نكمل. عمي تروح ايش لاعب انت لا مش حكي.
The enemy's here!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements
شنو
now.
اندرستود؟
The enemy's here!
بعطاكم الشوتجن مالته. Oh my god baby. حقيقي قاعد فانتوم بين. شو اقول لك ما ادري يعني، حتى اللي ما يحب السلسلة هو ما عنده.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
يقول لي ما ادري، يقول لي يعني وحتى المشكلة الملاعب السلسلة يعتبر هذا الجزء واحد من اعظم الاجزاء، من اعظم الالعاب كجيم بلاي. حتى اللي يكره السلسلة يا رجل، اللي يكره السلسلة، اللي يحمل ضغينة تجاه السلسلة. اوكي
Kaz, I'm inside the facility.
ما اقدر
There's rows
اشيله
and rows of
بس
trucks
هسه نعيده.
here.
If that's where they brought the nukes, then the
Oh,
truck
yes.
we're after should be there. Snake, can you tell which one of the trucks brought the nukes?
من يتذكر
One
رقم؟
of them must have the same license plate as the one from the terminal.
الاولى لو الثانية لو الثالثة شباب. شيناغاوا. يا شباب 6 4 7 7 9 يعني هاي 6 هاي تخزون 6 6 4 4 7 7 9 9 تخزون ذيك الأخيرة، الثانية، الثالثة، الرابعة، الخامسة، السادسة، السابعة، لو الثامنة اسمها شيناغاوا. الخامسة قلتوا يعني 1 2 3 4 5. عاش يديكم. ها شباب.
This is the one. The exhaust's still warm.
ها شباب وين؟
Cargo's already been offloaded.
طلعت فارغة. نصبتوا علي مع الأسف. طلعت ما
Just a
تعرفون؟
minute. This isn't what we agreed on.
It's too late. The changes have already been finalized.
اوكي هاي خلينا نشيلها. مع الأسف شباب نصبوا علي. يلا يلا المفروض طالعتكم. يلا شباب.
Snake, you there?
ايش تحط الكاسين لان اذا طلع لكم يوم مترجم حتى تفتهم براس.
Kaz, I'm inside the facility. There's rows and rows of trucks here.
If that's where they brought the nukes, then the truck we're after should be there. Snake, can you tell which one of the trucks brought the nukes? One of them must have the same license plate as the one from the terminal.
Mr. Kojima?
ما طلع عنه. شفتوا؟
This is the one. The exhaust's still warm. But the cargo's already been offloaded.
Just a minute. This isn't what we agreed on.
It's too
قبل لا
late. The changes
نكمل
have already...
ترى انا قبل يعني شو جاوبه يعني شباب شو تريدون اجاوبه؟ ما اعرف يعني ما اعرف. نرجع نكمل. يقول عمار صار جانتي. انا قبل جانتي انا. وهي طلعت هاي مال مستر كوجيما.
been finalized.
You told me it was going to be a deterrent.
نرجع شويه ارجوكم تركزون.
Just a minute. This isn't what we agreed on.
It's too late. The changes have already been finalized.
You told me it was going to be a deterrent, that we wouldn't have to launch.
I am not arguing with you, Doctor. Our goal is to create the perfect deterrent.
That's why I agreed to help develop it.
However, in order to achieve that perfect deterrent, we must show the world our strength. 3 key principles ensure effective nuclear deterrence. First, you must have nuclear weapons. Second, you must never use them first. And third, and most important, if someone attacks you, you must strike back. Unless we prove beyond a doubt that these 3 principles work in practice, the world will not accept our new deterrent. And the only way to do that is to show them we're capable of actually launching a nuke.
But isn't deterrent supposed to stop nukes from being used?
Exactly. And so the one we launch will be the last one ever.
I won't let you use my creation like that.
Your creation? That thing wasn't even your idea to begin with. You stole it, didn't you?
Stole it? You're one to talk. You got the idea for bipedal locomotion from the communists in the first place.
You listen to me, Doc. Keep quiet. Do as I say. Not another word
عرفت
about
هذا منه
stolen
شباب؟
ideas. Should we
اللي يحكي
succeed,
وياه هذا.
you'll be the toast of the scientific community.
لا
And
هذا
your
ابو
name will go
اوتوكون
down in history
شباب.
as champion
اسمه
of both
هيوي
progress
امريك
and national
وليس هال
security.
امريك.
The hell with that.
Doctor! Unless we prove we're capable of launching, Peace Walker is useless as a deterrent.
وده يقصد انه اخذ الفكره ان الشيوعيين من الكسندر ليونوفيتش جرانين بالجزء
You
الثالث.
used me. We used each other. I'll get my old director's job back at headquarters, and you'll finally be able to walk tall among your colleagues.
I won't let you get away with this!
How unfortunate. Guess I'll just have to take your legs for myself. Peace won't just come to us, Doc. We are going to have to meet it halfway. V for victory.
Cold man.
Wait!
Hey, you okay?
Mr.
Don't do
Kojima.
it!
Snap out of it. Where are the nukes?
He's gonna do it! He's gonna launch a nuke!
V for victory, my friend. Peace. Oh my god, baby. لا لا لا. مكتوب عليه بيس ووكر. هذا المتل جير مكتوب عليه بيس ووكر يا اصدقائي. كان ماي جاد اجانا الشاكوك نفس الشاكوك بالضبط. بوبا آلية يعني راح نلعب بوازيك بحت براحتنا وياها اعتقد. اي يلا 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 نرجع. انا احاول لكم هيك شيء. اوبا شوي تضوجنا هاي احاول. يلا بس مو مشكلة مو مشكلة. اهم شيء انا متونس وانتم متونسين ما عندي مشكلة. مشن سلكتها. اي بوبا باتل.
Careful, Snake. I've never seen anything like that, and I've got no idea how to bring it down. Maybe the scientist knows. However you do it, take that thing out.
ايش ناخذ؟ دائما فيش قتالات انطينا الباتل سوت. شيل هاي شيل هاي شيل هاي. انطيني البازوكة هاي وانطينا هاي وانطينا هاي. حلوين حلوين. ولا ننطلق. راشن نبدله. ما راح نحتاج هيلات. خاف نحن هيلات. اعطيني الكاري وعندنا تشيبس ونطينا ايش عندنا بعد؟ لايم سودا ناخذ. سينالكو هذا سينالكو. ما يعرف السينالكو شباب. يلا ها هي ننطلق هيك. خلينا نخليها باع مصطفى. انا ليش سألت؟ مصطفى يقول اعتقد شارع. اكو ناس ما يعرفون السيناريو. عمار عيونك صار احمر سلامات. لا والله بس شوي منايم زين بس عادي ما عندي شيء. يلا شباب. بريفنج فايلز باز. اوكي عندها اماندا. ستوب ذا بوبا اي ويبن. شيكو ما عنده شيء. اهم شيء شيكو ما عنده شيء. ما دام شيكو ما عنده شيء احنا بالسليم. خلينا نشوف باز. كراتر بيس. اوكي.
Pass. What was the government thinking building a power plant at the top of a mountain? With no river to replenish the water, the lake would dry up pretty quick.
If it were an ordinary power plant, but the plan called for a pumped storage power plant.
Pumped storage power plant? Kaz mentioned that too. What is that?
It is a facility that generates electricity by pumping water up to the lake, then letting it run back down.
Huh. Seems Sisyphean to me.
If they turned the water into electricity as soon as they had pumped it up, sure. But a pumped storage plant acts as a kind of battery.
A battery?
For instance, they could pump at night when there is surplus electricity and store it for later use. If they need extra power during the day, they can generate it using water pumped up during the night.
I get it. It's a little more difficult to adjust output with thermal or nuclear plants.
The thing is, Costa Rica won't have enough electricity to meet its needs. Right now, there is no surplus.
Maybe that's what put the brakes on the project. Must have played right into the CIA's hands.
Watch out. It's El Galapago. It reduces its body weight by blasting air underneath it. That makes it a lot faster than any tank. It also has a tight turning radius.
Any weak points?
Taking out its boosters could reduce its acceleration. You could also try destroying its machine guns.
I'll give it a shot.
We've lost many compass to that thing. Send it to the scrapyard.
تدللين. I will send him to the scrapyard. Let's go, my friends. Are you ready? Let's see how special you are, Popa. Go.
That's an AI weapon. The pupa. It's fast, so be careful. If you destroy the boosters on the left and right, you can stop it from charging at you. Lie flat to avoid getting hit when it charges.
Oh my god, baby. اوه خلصنا. اعطيني البازوكة الثانية. Oh, mine. يا باش قد ازعاج.
High voltage incoming! Ah! Shoot them, not me!
RPG. RPG. Oh my god. بعاد تسبيك يا شباب. لا ما جت عدله. I'm coming for you. لا سي 4 كان المفروض اسرع. نسيت مجال سي 4. بي جي ما قصر بس اتذكر كنت بالسي 4 افتحها. شلت لك كل
Good. That one's broken.
لا 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 لا. ايبود هذا ليه ماله اعطاني.
That was an unmanned weapon. A
Okay.
prototype. I made it myself.
اوكي.
There's no need for a human pilot. They can only follow simple
راح
commands.
اشيلهن اشوفهن بال وش سويت انا؟ شفت اوبا
That was an unmanned weapon. A prototype. I made it myself.
Who are you?
I work here. Well, used to anyway. Name's Huey. And who might you be? You don't look like one of those mercenaries.
Me. I'm an entomologist.
A fighting entomologist?
Yeah, I specialize in butterflies. I'm here to catch Ulysses.
Ulysses? Huh. I didn't think they lived in Costa Rica. Morphos, maybe?
That's it. Need to get some before the Washington Treaty goes into effect.
Says here Morphos aren't covered under the treaty.
Must have slipped my mind.
You sure you're feeling all right?
Anyway, long story short, the butterfly got away. So how about it, Doc? Did you make that big butterfly too?
Yes. And no.
What was that thing? What are they doing here?
Huh. Something tells me you're no ordinary entomologist. The nukes were loaded on that machine. The project's entering its final phase.
Project?
That's right. The thermonuclear warheads they brought in, the bases scattered throughout Costa Rica, the mercenaries, the AI weapons, the research we were conducting here. It's all for this. We use this facility to develop
الغيها
unmanned
ماكو
weapons.
ليه الغيها للكاميرا لان كل ساعه تطلع البابل مال الحكي تطلع
The
بمكان.
one you just
انا
fought
قلت
was
لهم
a
الغيها ما قبلوا.
There's also a flying type called Chrysalis and a treaded type, the Cocoon. Motor control, target detection, tracking, attack, capture, and transport functions are all controlled by an electronic brain. There's no need for a human pilot. They can only follow simple commands, though.
Why build them here?
For the CIA. They invited me here a year ago.
That's who that guy was.
CIA's station chief for Central America. Goes by the name of Hot Coldman. Apparently he was some sort of hero back at the height of the Cold War. He's the one running the show. We called it the Peace Walker Project.
Peace Walker.
They're going to deploy a new type of nuclear weapon along the Caribbean coast of Latin America. A mobile, unmanned nuclear platform.
Unmanned nuclear platform.
A fail deadly system that can automatically move into position and launch a retaliatory nuclear strike. It can move on its own, and stealth shields it from radar and satellite detection, drastically reducing the risk of it being destroyed in a preemptive strike.
And this is the new deterrent?
Supposed to be. The problem is the locomotion system. There's no dry season in the Caribbean. It rains all year round. The terrain is full of tropical rainforest. A lot of the time you can't even build a proper road. So I went back to where it all started.
What's that?
Legs. Walking power. A mobile launcher carrying a thermonuclear warhead even more powerful than the Soviet RDS-220s. That's Peace Walker.
Chico's Basilisco.
Chico
We did the assembly
Basilisco.
and field testing here.
A walking nuke.
I sort of borrowed the original idea from behind the Iron Curtain.
The missing link between infantry and artillery. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. But they'd actually need to deploy dozens of them. Coldman needs funding for that. And to get it, he's planning a test, which will also serve as a demonstration for the folks back at Langley.
Wait, he's launching a nuke to prove that his perfect deterrent works?
In his words, to prove that if someone attacks us, we will strike back. Put simply, nuclear deterrence is the idea of using nukes
هذا
to keep
تحذير.
nukes in check.
ما قلت له
If one side launches
يجيك
nuclear
واحد
weapons, the other is sure to launch theirs
مع
in
احترامي
retaliation,
لك يعني.
which makes launching an act of suicide. In the end, neither side can use its nukes. It's thanks to this doctrine that the world's two superpowers have avoided all-out confrontation. Nuclear deterrence has brought us peace. At the very least, it's prevented another world war from breaking out. But the theory of nuclear deterrence exists only on paper. In reality, there's no guarantee that either side would follow through with retaliation. There's the chance that a preemptive strike could destroy all the missile bases, render them unable to retaliate. But the biggest flaw in the theory is that the decision to retaliate has to be made by human beings. Let me give you a real-world example. Let's say Country X launches first against Country Y. If the people in charge of Country Y are like you and me, they're not going to be able to retaliate, knowing that they're effectively ending all human life.
So then the weak link in nuclear deterrence theory is the uncertainty of retaliation.
Bingo. And that creates a loophole Country X can exploit to launch the first strike.
شفت الردع عملية الردع شلون تصير شباب؟
With Peace Walker,
يعني
retaliation
تضربني
is
بواحد اخبزك ب10.
It chooses the appropriate target and launches a retaliatory nuclear strike every time, without needing human input to make the call. Launching a nuclear strike against Peace Walker is tantamount to pushing the launch button against yourself. It closes the loophole in nuclear deterrence theory, rendering our friends in Country X completely unable to launch. What Coldman is saying is that to achieve this goal, we need to demonstrate that retaliation will be carried out by a machine. He will launch his nuke. And then his version of deterrence will be complete.
And you believe him?
I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence.
Why?
My father worked on the Manhattan Project. He put his whole life into that research. And all it created was this illusion of peace called deterrence. And then I was born, unable to walk. I had no choice but to face up to the nukes. But if they do end up launching, it'll all have been for nothing. They've got to be
لا علي
stopped.
أنا عندي
Where
غير
did they
إجابة.
take the warheads?
To a base near the border. The final test is 5 days from now.
Where's
بعدين
the
أجاوب.
base?
You're gonna stop them? It's kind of a hike. And besides, there's a surefire way to halt the project. You see, Peace Walker isn't quite finished yet.
What do you mean?
It's missing one last critical structural component. The AI. Its brain. The reptile pod, The electronic brain I was working on can only follow commands like, go there, attack that. I guess you could compare it to the human cerebellum. But for nuclear deterrence to work, it must function in place of a human decision-maker. It needs something to analyze the huge volumes of data coming in and select an appropriate target for retaliation. Hence, it needs the high-level decision-making ability of a cerebrum.
A mechanical cerebrum.
The hardware configuration is modeled on the human brain, similar to the pod I worked on, but its role is completely different.
Where's it being made?
A research lab to the north. An AI expert named Dr.
Strange
is
Love.
developing it.
Strange Love.
Very hush
مو
hush.
Strange Love.
Dr.
Strange-
Strangelove.
No, Strange Love.
Strangelove was recruited from the States
لازم
too.
هيك تقولها.
In the field of AI, there's no one better, that's for sure. But man, what a basket case. She hates everybody. Go to the lab and destroy Peace Walker's cerebrum. I'm pretty sure they haven't finished the final calibrations yet. I'll lend you my ID card. It'll get you through security at the lab. Oh, and one more thing.
What's this? A letter of recommendation?
Yeah, it's from me to Dr. Strangelove.
وين
Don't read it,
ستارفيلد
okay?
نخلصها.
So what will you do now?
I'm done with
Like
science.
Strange Love. Not love. Love.
At this rate, I'm probably already halfway to hell anyway.
Not so fast. Why not join us? Our place is outer heaven.
Oh my
Fit
god.
right in.
Oh my god, a baby.
Outer heaven?
Yeah,
I'm probably better suited to something like that than this paradise.
good. You get a free balloon trip for signing up. Enjoy it. You'll feel like a butterfly.
You're an agent, right? Who do you work for?
Me, I was a Cold War tool, same as you. Now I'm not so useful anymore, so they cut me loose. I don't answer to anyone. Call me Snake.
Snake. That name seems familiar somehow.
It's probably just deja vu.
Probably.
See that
Deja
there?
vu.
Beyond the cloud forest, see those ruins?
Yeah.
That's where you'll find Dr. Strangelove's lab.
Strange Love.
Snake,
Okay.
the doctor's safe here with us.
Huey, how are you feeling?
Never better. This is quite the pad you've got here, boss. I'm impressed.
Call me Snake.
Whatever you say. Like it or not, everyone here calls you boss.
Allah.
By the way, if you're at all interested in improving your tech, by all means assign me to the R&D section. I'm pretty sure I'll be of some use. Once we have the necessary materials and blueprints, we can start work on that bipedal mech.
I appreciate that, but are you sure you're okay with having your work used for war?
I'll be using it to keep past mistakes in check. If I can help thwart the Peace Walker project, I'm happy to do it.
Deterrence theory, Huey style, huh?
Anyway, if you need any intel on the enemy's weapons or electronic brains, contact me. I've been given my own frequency.
Sounds good to me, Doc. I'll do that.
Good. Whatever the means, you must put a stop to their plans.
اعتقد خلصنا. اوكي شباب، اعتقد اليوم راح ننهي لهنا. خلصنا فصل، بس بعد البث الجاي كل بث فصل ما نخلص. شنو رايكم ننهي؟ شباب، ماذا تقولون؟ كيفك؟ كمل بعد. يلا نكمل بعد فصل. يلا شباب، لا عاد نكمل ما دام تريدون نكمل اكمل وياكم. يلا يا اصدقاء، تريدون اكمل تدللون ماي فريندوس.
Snake.
قرأناها شفناها. ميشن سلكته. ما شنو معنى اوتر هيفن؟ بعدين نفتهم عباس حبيبي، بعدين يعني بالجزء الجاي اوضح لكم كل شيء. واتس مين اوتر هيفن. اوكي بوبا باتل خلصناه. ترافل تو ذا كلاود فورست. راح ننتقل للغابات المغيمة اللي حكيت لنا عليها باز في بداية اللعبة، اللي صار على سفوح الجبال. head north towards central. okay where Dr. Strange lies hidden among. okay حضارة المايا Mayan ruins. ما شنو انا كيفك حبيبي مصطفى؟ up to you. okay travel to okay
Snake. Peace Walker is the heart of the enemy's project.
okay.
To prevent its completion, you'll need to either shut down or destroy the artificial intelligence that functions as its brain. According to Huey, that AI is now undergoing final calibrations in Strangelove's lab. It's inside a tropical cloud forest. Slip in and terminate that AI before they ship it out.
هسه ننزع الباتل، نرجع للسنيكين سوت. نزلنا جانت، وضعنا تمام. وضعنا تمام شباب هيك. I think it's good. خلنا ناخذ انا الانالايزر. بريفين فايلز ميلر ما عنده. باز عندها كثير. اماندا انت اوكي هم عندها واحد. هذا ايش راح يخلصنا منه؟ هذا عنده هواية نسمعها. يا هواية. فعندنا كوستاريكا، آثار كوستاريكا.
Are there any large-scale ruins in Costa Rica, Paz?
There is a place east of Cartago called Guajabu. They have ruins there, but they're not especially big.
Not the place I'm thinking of. Any others?
Well, if you go a little way across the border into Nicaragua, there is a place called La Fortaleza de la Inmaculada Concepcion. That is the only famous one.
Then what were those ruins I saw from up on Irazu?
There are a lot of things we still do not know about Costa Rica's ancient civilizations. There are giant stone spheres throughout the country. What they were used for is still a mystery.
اوكي الفورست قرينا عليهن. هاي ما اتذكر قريناها الكلاود فورست، بس خلينا نشيك مثل له.
The cloud forests cover the central mountainous region of the country. They are perpetually shrouded in fog. You get wet just standing there. It is as if the entire forest is inside a cloud.
Must make for poor visibility.
It does, but beauty too. It is like being lost in some mystical green labyrinth.
I'd rather not get lost, if that's okay.
The forests are also home to lots of rare animals, especially bright-colored frogs. They like the humidity.
Okay. Morpho butterflies.
You know that butterfly painted on Peace Walker? Any idea what that is?
It is a morpho. A Pallades morpho, if I'm not mistaken.
Pallades morpho.
Uh-huh. It is the most common type of
شباب
morpho
سؤال
in
على
Costa
السريع
Rica.
ورا هذا حضروا روحكم.
It has these gorgeous
اريد
metallic blue
اشوفكم
wings
وياي لو
that
هيجي
shimmer in the
قاعدين مثل
light.
اطرش في
You can
الزفه.
see them even from a distance.
You
سرسرية.
mean they reflect light?
Correct. It is called structural color. Morpho scales have tiny bumps on them that interfere with the light and make them look blue. The space between the bumps corresponds to the wavelength of the blue light.
Let me see if I get this. So if you could change the spacing, you'd end up seeing a different color.
That is the principle. I heard somewhere it is being researched as a way to color cloth without dye.
Think of the camouflage you could make with that.
Is that all you can think of?
Hey, it's important. What I don't get is why they'd put a butterfly on Peace Walker.
Maybe because it looks pretty.
I hope that's all it is.
والله فاز. سيلفا داليتشي.
This area is a tropical cloud forest, continually covered in a thick mist. It is quite a mystical place.
Selva de la Leche. Forest of milk. I can barely see in front of me.
There you go
غابة
again.
الحليب لأن
The
بها
forest
ضباب
is
كلها بيضة.
basically sitting in a cloud, so of course it's going to be hard to see. But you know, the cloud forest is the only place many exotic creatures can live.
Well, if they're not edible, I'm not interested.
Snake, I'll have you know people travel from all around the world to witness Costa Rica's unique fauna.
سيلفا دي لا ليتشي.
Snake, watch out for the frogs.
Why? They bite? Relax. No frog's ever eaten a snake. Although,
three
I feasted on a few
frogs.
frogs' legs myself.
But they are dangerous. They are poisonous.
Poisonous.
Poison dart frogs live up to their name, I assure you. Their poison is so strong. The Indígena use them to make poison-tipped arrows. Some secrete poison through their skin. Even touching them can be dangerous. So don't go petting them or anything.
So, I can't eat one.
I am warning you.
ريفرنس الام جي اس 3. سيلفا دي لا ليتشي. اوكي نشوفها ما عندها into the tropical cloud forest. اوكي.
From here on in, you'll be in a cloud forest. The ground is covered in vegetation. You'll have plenty of hiding places, but so will the enemy.
I'll keep an eye out for scouts.
Trying to force your way through would be suicide. Know the enemy's location before making any moves. Too bad you don't have some sort of radar.
I could try night vision.
Once you know where an enemy is, decide how you want to handle him. You could get into his blind spots.
Or drop him from a distance before he even has a clue someone's around. An eye for an eye, right? Chico, you know much about cloud forests?
Not that much. All I know is there's a world of difference between a rainy rainforest and a foggy cloud forest. But they have some things in common. But like for instance, you gotta watch out for poison dart frogs. Both rain and cloud forests have high humidity, so they're perfect environments for frogs and other amphibians. I mean, it's not like just touching a strawberry poison dart frog or a dying dart frog is going to kill you, but don't eat them, no matter how hungry you get.
I can get all the rations I need from Mother Base. No jungle food for me this time.
Seriously? You're
jungle
not
food.
disappointed you don't get to eat
In the
wild
Metal Gear
animals?
3.
What do you think I am?
Just kidding. In Colombia, though, there's a frog, the golden dart frog, that's lethal to the touch.
How do you know all this?
Come on. Don't you think poisonous animals are cool?
Not if you get poisoned by one.
Well, obviously. One more thing. When you get to the forest, be on the lookout for Bigfoot.
I think I'll be okay there.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is an ape man that lives in the Rocky Mountains. In the local Indian language, he's known as Sasquatch. And get this, he's over 3 vara. Can you believe that?
So he's kind of like a gorilla?
Completely different. Even the biggest gorillas only get to about 2 vara, and they walk on their knuckles. Bigfoot's big, and he walks on 2 feet, like people.
So he's more man than ape?
Probably. His ancestors must have split off from humans at some point. Like
اوه
before they started
دمرتني
using
تشيكو
tools and
بسوالفك
Yeah,
الخيالية.
but aren't the Rockies kind of far away from here?
Not that far. According to Darwin, humans came all the way over here from Africa. Plus, there have been sightings in Venezuela of an ape man called Mono Grande. Costa Rica has tons of plant and animal species. So I'd expect there to be at least one kind of ape man.
At least.
خلوا نشوفوا شنو المونوغراندي.
Gotta admit, I've never heard of Mono Grande.
Yeah, he's not as famous as Bigfoot. He's similar, but he lives in Venezuela. He's not that big. Less than 2
هذا ما
varas.
اتذكر هذا
Way more ferocious
جديد يعني
than Bigfoot.
اعتبره جديد عليه
Wonder
المونوغراندي.
just how mean he
نفس
is.
البيكفوت يعيش
Like when he
بفنزويلا
catches
بس
his
اصغر.
prey, does he punch it to death?
That's the law of the wild. You catch your prey, you kill it, and you eat it.
Yeah. But punching is way more ferocious than biting.
Well, maybe it seems that way because that's what humans do. You really love UMAs, don't you, Chico?
Do you know what I think? I think UMAs should be dangerous. Otherwise, where's the fun in hunting them?
بيك فوت مثل غوريلا حبيبي حيدر، بس ضخمة كلش. اوكي عندنا حفلة ويا هيوي امريك ذا مانهاتن بروجكت اللي بي اوبنهايمر.
Doc, I'm starting to sense your feelings about nukes are a little different from your colleagues.
How do you mean?
Your little chat with Coldman back there.
I told you my father worked on the Manhattan Project, right?
Oh shit.
You're familiar with it?
The basics, yeah. It was the project that kicked off the nuclear age.
That's right. Some of the finest minds of the 20th century, including multiple Nobel Prize winners, worked on it. They spent over $2 billion, and that's in 1940s money. It culminated in the successful nuclear test at Alamogordo on July 16th, 1945.
And the first use in combat a few weeks later. Doc?
I can't walk.
What?
My spine isn't shaped like everybody else's. I can't move my lower body, so I've never taken a single step, not since I was born.
خطير.
What's that got to do with your dad being in the Manhattan Project?
As a result of his research, my father was exposed to high doses of radiation. It can't be a coincidence that my chromosomes are messed up. That's why I didn't want for these nukes to be another sword of Damocles. I wanted to give them a real purpose, to be a deterrent against war.
Doc.
And Coldman, we have to stop him, whatever it takes.
هيروشيما اند ناكاساكي. ابوه مشارك
August 6th,
بمنهاتن.
1945.
دكتور امريك.
Hiroshima. August 9, Nagasaki.
ابو
They had a
ابو
bomb
هيوي
attacks on Japan.
My
وجد
father was
هذا
married to his work. I don't have a single memory of going places or doing stuff with him on weekends. But even as a kid, I knew on some level that it was for his family. I respected him. My mother used to tell me all the time, "Your father is a brilliant scientist. He saved countless American boys from death. You should be proud of him."
Yeah. You could say the war ended because of those bombs.
When I was in the 5th grade, a Japanese student transferred to our class. She showed me photos of Hiroshima after the bomb. I couldn't believe my eyes. A city of over 350,000 people reduced to a
كوجيما دي
scorch
بس
mark
مر
on the
لأمريكا.
ground by a single atomic bomb. Houses blown off their foundations, burned to ashes. The only things left standing were the skeletons of steel-framed buildings. And it wasn't just the buildings. Blackened corpses
Little
on
boy
the side of the
Fatman.
road. Survivors covered head to toe in severe burns. Within a few months, over 70,000 had died in Nagasaki, twice that in Hiroshima. For years after that, I couldn't talk to my father. Couldn't even stand to look at his face.
I know how you feel, Doc. But your father's your father.
If he hadn't worked on that project, my body wouldn't be like this. I could be researching something else. I could have lived a normal life.
خطية. كيوبن أزمة الصواريخ الكوبية خلينا نشوفها بالستينات.
It wasn't so long ago the world stood on the brink of nuclear war.
Just over on the other side of the Caribbean.
I was 17 at the time. I'd skipped a few grades and was a sophomore at MIT. I remember feeling kind of apathetic about the news that came in every day. It seemed clear to me that as long as they had a grasp of the concept of nuclear deterrence, there was nothing to fear.
Either that, or they were fanning that fear on purpose.
As a way to secure a bigger defense budget? Huh, I can see that. But if that was their plan, it kind of backfired.
Because it ushered in the era of détente between East and West.
Coldman's really gonna do it this time. Once the nuclear genie is out of the bottle, the yoke of deterrence is going to be meaningless. People will die. Cities will burn. We have to stop him now before it's too late to turn back.
The space. Okay. سباق التسليح وسباق الفضاء مال الحرب العالمية مال الحرب الباردة.
So you've been doing nuclear research your whole life?
No, not really. At first I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. For me, the Sputnik launch was a good shock, not a bad one. I thought the age when science was used for war was over, and that a glorious age of space exploration was dawning. The year I skipped ahead and got into MIT, Gagarin went into orbit, which made me more excited than ever. Of course, even back then, I knew the space race was just another facet of the Cold War.
Moscow had a leg up on us, and we were desperate to catch up.
I know. But for me, it was a happy time. I joined NASA, got to do the kind of research I loved. Our nation's prestige hinged on our work. They gave us whatever resources we asked for. I knew you could turn a rocket into an ICBM by fitting it with a nuclear warhead, but that didn't bother me so much. It didn't last long, though. The space and nuclear arms races took up enormous sums of money. America beat Russia to the moon, but that's where it ended.
Then came détente.
Exactly. NASA's budget was slashed as a result. My father being a nuclear expert and all, they put me to work on a more obvious deterrent: missiles. At NASA, I'd been researching a locomotion system for lunar exploration. Tires aren't suited to driving around on the moon, you know. And that's how I caught Coldman's eye.
Okay. Peace Walker Project. أنا شلون نتعرف على كولدمان همين.
The aim of the Peace Walker Project is to achieve robust nuclear deterrence across Central America by deploying a new nuclear weapon system along the Caribbean coast. Peace Walker is also the name of the system itself.
A nuclear weapon named Peace. I can just see the look on Kaz's face. So why exactly does this new system need legs in the first place?
Because it's a walker, an unmanned weapon moving under its own power and capable of launching a deterrent strike from anywhere. That's the whole idea behind Peace Walker.
Mobile nuclear launch platform.
The reason Peace Walker is a mobile nuclear weapon system is to maximize its potential as a nuclear deterrent.
How so?
If need be, Peace Walker can stay constantly on the move so that the adversary can't pinpoint its position. That allows it to avoid preemptive enemy strikes.
So you're saying it keeps the retaliation card in play?
Coldman likes to brag about it in this way.
Like a land-based version of an SSBN.
And there's another reason for them to be mobile. Peace Walker also has a self-destruct function.
Self-destruct function. ويلي عندنا ويلي يلا self-destruct function. قنبلة القيصر تسعر بومبا هاي الروسية. Peace Walker AI fighting Peace Walker 500 locomotion fake Peace Walker project.
Why would Peace Walker need a self-destruct function?
You saw it, didn't you, Snake? That sphere on Peace Walker's head?
Yeah.
That's a hydrogen bomb.
What? You're telling me that thing's a thermonuclear device? Do they have any idea what kind of destruction that thing would cause?
I know, it's crazy. I mean, even overkill has its limits. If it's strategic value they want, they could have gone with something smaller. It's like they want a weapon on par with Russia's Tsar Bomba.
This arms race is running way out of control.
It's an evolutionary dead end. A saber-toothed tiger. You can't load a warhead that big on a missile, of course. And no strategic bomber could carry it. That's where Peace Walker comes in.
So, it waltzes into enemy territory carrying a hydrogen bomb and blows itself up. Christ.
قنبلة القيصر خلينا نشوف ايش راح يقولون عنها.
The biggest nuclear warhead ever actually detonated was the Soviet RDS-220, nicknamed Tsar Bomba. It had an estimated yield of 57 megatons, 10 times as much power as all the explosives used throughout World War II. The test took place on October 3, 1961, above Novaya Zemlya. The explosion is believed to have created a fireball over 2 miles in diameter. Can you believe that? Like a miniature sun. The explosion was seen as far off as Finland, 600 miles away. And some people even reported windows shattering. The shockwave traveled 3 times around the Earth.
3 times?
Peace Walker is armed with a massive hydrogen bomb, even more destructive than Tsar Bomba. It can sneak into enemy territory, lie low, and in the event of an enemy nuclear strike, detonate itself in retaliation. And the locomotion system that lets it do that? My research. Snake, those legs were supposed to make my dream come true. Now they're about to jump the fence of nuclear deterrence. You have to stop them. I'll apply all my energy into developing weapons and equipment to help you do it.
Sounds like a deal.
Peace Walker AI.
What made you put an AI into Peace Walker?
Well, for one thing, because it can't be manned. Peace Walker's designed to enter enemy territory and blow itself up, if necessary. You can't put a person inside a weapon that could blow at any time, can you? So we equipped it with an AI instead.
That's strangely humane of you.
And besides, Peace Walker was designed as a bipedal weapon system. You can't imagine how hard it shakes when it walks. It'd turn a man into mush. Plus, when launching a nuclear missile, it has to perform ballistic calculations in real time. See? Because it's always moving.
Hold on. If that's all it does, then a high-performance computer ought to do the job. It doesn't need intelligence.
That's a very good
شباب
point,
راح
Snake.
ابندكم والله العظيم.
Which brings me to
انتبهوا.
the reason. Peace Walker needs AI to make decisions regarding nuclear retaliation. It's what ensures perfectly mutual assured destruction.
هل خالتك نفسها هي سترينج
What a
لوف؟
war between machines?
ها؟
We never actually launched the first nuke, of course. It's strictly a counterattack system. Only a politician could make such an illogical decision as starting a nuclear war. Conversely, if an adversary launches a nuke at us, the AI will not fail to retaliate. Therefore, the adversary can't launch. The AI guarantees it.
Even so, launching nukes without authorization?
Boomer captains have the authority to launch if land communications are cut off. It's the same principle.
Not even the captain of a boomer can make that decision alone. The way I heard it, that's the only situation where insubordination is allowed.
Only because humans are imperfect. That's Coldman's line of thinking.
You're saying that machines don't make mistakes? That's a myth. Worse than that, it's blind faith.
We wouldn't put our faith, our fate, into the hands of any ordinary machine. That's what the AI is for. The decision to launch a retaliatory strike requires high-level judgment. You have to take into account not only the state of the war, but the entire world. And sometimes, you need to make a guess based on incomplete information.
Huh. You think an AI can do all that?
Yeah. At least Dr. Strangelove does.
Peace Walker fighting.
Peace Walker is fitted with several close-range weapons. We'd also planned for it to be able to enter enemy territory and self-detonate.
Wonderful. What exactly are we dealing with here?
Well, the flamethrowers for one thing. One in the front and one in the rear. Then there are the S-mines.
مزعجة
They're like
الفليم
cluster
ثرورز.
bombs. It
مزعجة
scatters them from
جدا.
its leg hatches. If you see those open, you better clear out quickly. And finally, the rockets. These can travel quite a distance, so stay sharp. On the other hand, it can't fire them from too close. But then again, there are those flamethrowers. It can also use its legs as weapons against any infantry on the ground.
Ouch.
But remember, Peace Walker technically isn't complete. With just the reptile pod, it can only perform relatively simple maneuvers. They've got certain quirks, too. What's more, look carefully and you should be able to predict which attack is coming next.
ولما هسه نخلص امر على كل واحد واذكر عنوانه والملخص البسيط عليه.
Okay, but why does Peace Walker need to walk on 2 legs? I'd think treads would be good enough.
You'd be wrong. As you know, the terrain in Central America is rugged and complex, especially along the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. You've got jungles, swamps, mountains, and the only way to get across all that terrain, no matter how rugged, is on legs.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be tough to cross a swamp, even on legs?
It wasn't easy, that's for sure. The reason we picked Costa Rica as a proving ground is because we can test it on every type of terrain.
كوستاريكا متنوعة جبال وديان فيجرب الرجينات شلون تتنقل بيهن عبر الجبال والوديان والأنهار والبحار.
I based the bipedal locomotion technology used in Peace Walker on Soviet research. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I stole most of the basic ideas behind it.
Soviet?
Bipedal? حرامي.
Granin.
You know
Granin.
Yeah.
I met him
in his lab in Russia.
yeah أحداث
He
الثالث.
helped me out a little bit.
ألكسندر ليونوفيتش جرانين خطية.
What were you?
He was head of the Granin Design Bureau, creator of countless Soviet weapons.
شفنا صورة هيوي هو وجرانين على المكتب تتذكروها؟
Ideas solved nearly all my problems.
There's nothing unusual about using somebody else's work to further your own research, is there?
As long as you cite it, yeah. But I wasn't in a position to do that. His research was classified at the highest level. Soviet research, no less.
So, you used it without telling anybody.
I wanted to show up my colleagues for once. The ones who never took me seriously.
باكوجيما مخلي لك صورة هيوي قبل لا يطلع هيوي.
Coldman seized on that vulnerability. Told me if I quit the project, he'd expose my larceny.
He had you by the balls, Doc. This Peace Walker project the CIA's talking about. You believed in it, huh?
Yeah, I believed. Actually, maybe I just wanted to believe.
What do you mean?
Here's how Coldman explained it. Peace Walker's a weapon for peace. One to ensure true nuclear deterrence. It'd be the anchor to bring stability to Central America. He told me, the nuclear weapon system you've built will never be used. It will forever stand vigil as an icon of peace. And to achieve that, he needed my bipedal locomotion technology. To be honest, I was flattered.
Flattered?
Wouldn't you be? My colleagues in the scientific community have never taken me seriously. They told me bipedal locomotion was a pipe dream, that it'd never amount to anything. It was the first time anybody recognized my work. How could I not be happy? And besides, it was my chance to surpass my father. To create nukes for peace. Or so I thought anyway.
But Coldman's really going through with it.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense, really. No one would give the project any notice unless they could prove that an unmanned system is capable of launching a nuke.
Why is Coldman gonna launch a nuke? If all he wants to do is prove the AI retaliation system works, he doesn't need to put a live warhead on it.
I agree. He could demonstrate the system by launching the missile alone, without a warhead. I asked him the same thing at first. He said there was no point in using a dummy missile. That it'd take an actual nuclear launch to deter potential enemies. Launching the real deal gives him a leg up in negotiations with Langley.
No.
That's what he's really after.
يريد يطلق صاروخ حقيقي مو دمي مثل يعني Granin.
How'd you get your hands on Granin's research?
That was also Coldman. He used his agency contacts to get a hold of it.
Giving you stolen information, then using it to blackmail you. Damn.
I knew it was Granin's work the minute I saw it. See, I'd been corresponding with him for a while.
Corresponding?
Letters. Between scientists doing the same kind of research. He always complained that nobody understood his ideas on bipedal locomotion.
Ah, so you're the American friend he was talking about.
Obviously, he didn't write a word about the technology in his letters, except for one time. If by chance anything should happen to me, I entrust my research to you. Better that than handing it over to these ignorant so-called scientists.
Sounds like him, all right.
Then one day, his papers actually came. It wasn't hard for me to imagine what had happened to him. I felt it was my duty to carry on his work after him. And also...
What?
I thought maybe combining his technology with mine could be a way to bring East and West together, like the docking of Apollo and Soyuz.
It'll never make the history books, and it's still not a reason to plagiarize.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I never had the courage to tell the truth, that's all. I always looked for excuses to cover it up.
Until now.
Huh?
You told me everything. You're no longer a coward.
خلينا نشوف ايش راح يقول عن الميتال جير.
Metal Gear.
Huh? What about it?
You mumbled that when I first explained about Peace Walker. I'm curious what it meant.
Exactly what it says. Metal Gear. Granin coined the term.
Granin did?
He thought of his technology as the metal gear that meshes infantry with artillery.
I like the sound of that. Metal Gear. It's got a nice ring to it. Better than an outright lie like Peace Walker anyway.
اوكي هنا كانت لأول مرة تظهر تسمية ميتال جير في تاريخ يعني في أحداث السلسلة أو هي من أيام جرانن يعني إنه مشروع جرانن
Shagohod?
A nuclear tank that launches IRBMs. It competed against Granin's system for approval.
Oh, the thing with the rockets. Designed by a guy named Sokolov, right?
Yeah.
What's so funny?
No, I was just remembering some of the commentary Granin added to the Shagohod papers. You should have seen the way he badmouthed it. It was too conservative, too ugly.
I can imagine.
He was so angry when he wrote that, he smeared up the ink. And you know how shoddy the paper is over there to begin with.
I'll bet. That's Granin, all right.
Imagine accelerating the launcher itself to 300 miles an hour to extend the range of an IRBM. As stupid as it sounds, it's a hell of a concept. Who but the Soviets would think of using a tank as the first stage of a rocket? I actually took a cue from the Shagohod when I developed the Pupa.
That hovercraft thing? You stole that one too?
Give me a little credit.
هسه عرفنا ليش بوبا يشبه الشاغوهود.
The technology is original.
عرفت
As it
ليش؟
turned out, hover technology wasn't enough to handle all the terrain in Central America. It relied too much on brute force.
But the Shagohod was a major threat. That thing could corner like you wouldn't believe. Built pretty tough too.
You sure know a lot about it.
Yeah, it almost did me in. I couldn't forget it if I tried.
Did you in? So you were the one who took it down. Wow! You really are amazing.
I didn't do it alone.
No, seriously, thank you. We might not be here today if they'd begun mass-producing that thing. Then again, they're hard at work now miniaturizing nuclear warheads. Pretty soon they won't even need an accelerated launcher like the Shagohod.
Great. That means they're that much closer to being able to launch from anywhere in the world.
Nice.
Chico called Peace Walker the Basilisco.
Basilisco? Oh, right, Spanish. That's funny. I once used the codename Basilisk for the Peace Walker platform myself.
What for?
The class of lizards called basilisks can walk atop any type of terrain. In a pinch, they can even stand up on two legs and run across water. Perfect name for a system that can walk anywhere in Central America, right?
اكو نوع من انواع الليزرز تمشي على اثنين رجلين على المي. تمشي على المي حتى.
The basilisks of legend were highly venomous creatures. There's a story told by the ancient Romans. A knight slew a basilisk by piercing it with his spear. The creature's poison seeped up the spear and killed both horse and rider. Remind you of anything, Snake?
Nuclear deterrence.
Bingo. Kill it, and you die along with it.
قصة حلوة
Your
والله.
hands are bound. I wanted Peace Walker to be like that.
You should know that people aren't that rational. Sometimes people do things that don't make sense, even when they know they're going to die. Or maybe it's because of that.
Maybe you're right. But that's exactly what I don't understand.
The Huey met how Huey met Strange Love. نشوف شلون التقى بسترينج لوف.
So this Dr. Strangelove was at NASA?
Yeah. Well, actually, Strangelove left for DARPA not long after I joined.
And then the two of you ended up back together doing research in Costa Rica.
Not exactly together. We coordinated on a few things, but the research projects themselves
Really,
were
CJ,
separate
welcome.
from each other. We had it worked out so that Dr. Strangelove handled the mammal pod, Peace Walker's cerebrum, while I did the rest.
That letter, something to do with your research?
Huh? No, it's yeah, it's a report. Research findings.
Research findings? Anything in there we could use against Peace Walker?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just don't read it, okay? Promise me you won't?
عرفنا معلومات عن مانهاتن بروجكت، شلون ابو هيوي مشارك بيه. هيروشيما وناكازاكي شلون اثرت عليه هيوي وقام يحكي ابوه. ازمة الصواريخ الكوبية نعرفها. سباق التسلح بالفضاء والاسلحة ايضا بالحرب الباردة. وشلون كولدمان استفاد منه. بيس ووكر بروجكت وشلون يتنقل البيس ووكر وشنو الاسلحة اللي يمتلكها البيس ووكر. من فليم ثرورز، من ميسلز، صواريخ تطلق على القريب والبعيد، وحتى ايضا رجليه يستخدمها اذا كان اكو واحد جوا يريد يكون يعني يصعد له او اي شيء مثل هذا القبيل. قنبلة القيصر تسار بومبا، شلون هي قوية وشلون هي تساوي جميع المتفجرات اللي استخدمت في الحرب العالمية الثانية. هاي المعلومة ذكرت حلوة هم ايضا بالتسار بومبا او تسارسكايا بومبا بالروسي. كلام على رجلين المتل جير وشلون يصعد لأماكن هو جميع البيئات، يعني جبال وديان صحاري وهكذا. جرانن، قصة جرانن نعرفها وعلاقته بهيوي أمريك وشلون تعرفوا على بعض وشلون جرانن كان يكره الشاغوهوغ، لأن المتل جير هو فكرة تعود إلى ألكسندر ليونوفيتش جرانن. الباسيليسك يعني فتشي تثقيفي تعرف شنو باسيليسك انت ورا ما تسمع هذا الكاسيت، انه الكلاس اوف ليزاردز خلينا نقول صنف الزواحف. وهنا نشوف نسمع بالاخير شلون هيوي امريك التقى بسترينج لوف اللي هي كانت تشتغل ويا ناسا. عمار وين السؤال؟ خلصنا الكاسيتات. اسألكم السؤال يا اصدقائي اذا كنتم مركزين، ما هي الزهرة المفضلة لباز لباز؟ يلا اصدقائي، يلا شباب، يلا سرسرية، يلا جاوبوني. ها شباب ليش مو مركزين؟ حزين انا. مع الاسف راح ازعل اسد الفيس كام. ما عرفت السؤال. زهرة عباد الشمس، مو زهرة عباد الشمس. تعرف وين تخليها زهرة عباد الشمس؟
Snake, how's the mule treating you?
Careful. If there's enemy scouts around here, they'll be nearly impossible to see.
You've got... Snake, how's the mule treating you?
اللي يريد يقرأ هاي التفاصيل اوقف لكم شوية. 19 تشرين الثاني 1974 كوستاريكا او هي سيلفا دي لا ليتشي سنترال هيريديا.
Snake, how's the mule treating you?
At this pace, I should be there by tomorrow morning.
You've got to hurry. The AI could be completed any time now.
It'd be nice to have a guide.
Already on it. I've enlisted Paz to help you. She knows the jungle pretty well.
Snake, I know you are an expert in survival, but you need to stay alert. You are in an ancient jungle so foggy, you can hardly see the trees. It is home to 2,500 species of plants, including 400 types of orchids. There are also 500 species of butterflies and over 400 species of wild birds. The bedrock is solid enough that Mayan ruins have miraculously survived centuries of earthquakes.
An AI lab in a Mayan ruin. Who'd have thought, hey, Huey?
My sentiments exactly. That doesn't mean security's any less tight, though. You still have the ID card I gave you, don't you?
Got it right here.
That'll get you through the gate, no problem. After that, you're on your own. As long as the AI remains unassembled, Coldman's plans on ice.
What about security inside the lab?
Well, it shouldn't be a problem for you. Strangelove demanded that the security presence inside the lab be kept to a minimum.
It's not all good news, Snake. Coldman knows we're here. He's raised
Allah,
security in the
Allah
area
رجعنا.
surrounding the lab. You'll be seeing a lot of that chrysalis UAV, and a bunch of patrol choppers too. There may be scouts in the jungle lying in ambush. As you approach the lab, be extra vigilant.
I'll be careful.
رجعنا.
They're looking for you. Stay sharp. Snake, Strangelove's lab is a few miles to the north. It won't be long before the AI is complete. Don't let that happen.
لهنا نوقف يا اصدقائي. اوكي يا اصدقائي، اعتقد اليوم اللي هنا راح نختفي بهذا الجيم بلاي حتى باكر نقعد نبلش جزئيه جديده ويا شو اسمه ويا المخبأ مال سترينج لوف. فيا نخفي هاي. وصلنا ساعة اوكي. اوكي يا اصدقائي، اعتقد اليوم اللي هنا وراح نكتفي. ان شاء الله باكر يصير لي وقت ابلش لكم بث اطول ان شاء الله. اتمنى استمتعتوا بالبث مال اليوم. احنا خلصنا تقريبا هسه فصل من فانتوم بين، حتى بعد من البث الجاي كل فصل نخلي بث. احنا هذا الفصل سوينا بثين، بس بعد من البث الجاي كل فصل اسوي بث واحد حتى يعني تكون مرتبة اكثر. اتمنى استمتعتوا بالبث مال اليوم يا اصدقائي. شكرا الى كل واحد. سوري يعني اليوم البث مال اليوم يعني يعتبر قصير، بس يعني مضطر عندنا فعالية بالديسكورد، الشباب همين منتظريني، فاحاول ان شاء الله من باكر نبلش لكم بث اطول، حتى يعني اذا صار لي وقت باكر ابلش بث تقريبا بالستة العصر، احتمال ننهيها باكر، احتمال كلش كبير ننهيها باكر، نبث بث طويل من 6 العصر لحد الفجر نشوف. فما اعرف، هي تعتمد على الوقت اللي انا راح اقدر ابث فيه. هذا كل اللي عندنا يا اصدقائي، نلتقيكم ان شاء الله في بثوث اخرى وان شاء الله باكر. يلا باي باي.